matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that
regardless of the outcome.
And it's playoff time here in the state of Delaware. We're with your Class 2A playoffs here on a Friday afternoon. We are all scrambled, but looks like we're ready for action here just ahead of kickoff time. 1 o'clock scheduled here for number 6 Lake Forest and, of course, Wilmington Friends. It should be a fantastic matchup here between two teams that have had great seasons. Lake Forest 8-2 on the year, just a few losses, and Friends putting together a 10-0 regular season, and they'll be looking to capitalize off of that here today and make a deep playoff run. As I come in, my partner, Mike Lang, here today. Pat Garianis also here helping us get everything up and running. It's been an eventful Friday morning. As though all of us coming off a turkey day yesterday, a Thanksgiving day of relaxation. Well, we're back at it and ready to go today. Should be a good one, Mike, between number 3 Friends and number 6 Lake Forest.
Yeah, Nick, Mike, you see the field? We'll be in good shape. It should be a good one. This is Lake Forest team scores a lot of points, they're very well coached. And Friends, speaking of well coached,
how our student athletes perform in the classroom.
Not Mr. Tattersall, the other Mr. Tattersall, his son, Rob Tattersall, is the head coach now. So they changed coach, the same family, the same winning tradition of Friends. And I don't know if these teams have a history, but it should be a good game. I think it should be a lot of fun here.
And Alessio Cristinetti Walker of Wilmington Friends.
Yeah, it should be giving out some sportsmanship awards here ahead of the kickoff today. Your captains for Lake Forest today go as number 10, the quarterback, the junior Jonathan Tyndall. Number 3, Jameer Marable, the linebacker and fullback. You'll see him make a lot of defensive plays today. Number 21, Trevon Hodnett, another junior linebacker. And number 66, Landon Hester, the senior offensive and defensive lineman for Wilmington Friends. Of course, it's the quarterback, number 17, Robbie Tattersall, 6'5", 210 for the senior. What a year it's been for him. Through the air, on the ground, he's done it all so far this year for the Quakers. Of captains, Colin Herron, who had a great time. We were here last time around, both offensively and defensively, and Paul Beardell, the senior halfback, as your last captain for Wilmington Friends. So, Mike, did you get a look at that coin toss?
I was just watching the referee. Nick, it's pretty bright up in this booth. You have Pat staring right into the sun. Can't even see our screen here. But it's a beautiful day. A little rain this morning, but boy, the skies have dried up. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in the day for Thanksgiving, and should have a good one.
We're going to pause for the national anthem. When we come back, it's kickoff right here, round 2 of your Class 2A playoffs on Delaware Live Sports. We'll be right back.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
Melissa Ellis is part of 4 Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interests at heart. Melissa is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis. Strong connections, strong service. Melissa Ellis.
And here we glow. It's your Class 2A playoffs. We're not glowing. We're here we going, guys, here now. Just ready for kickoff at Abessinio Stadium between number 6 Lake Forest and number 3 Wilmington Friends. The last time we were here, or at least I was for Wilmington Friends as they took on Howard in a game that put the entire state on notice. A big win for Friends. They ended up rounding out a perfect Mike 10-0 regular season, and here they are now after a first-round bye where they take on Lake Forest, who had quite the matchup last week against DMA. That one coming down to the wire, but the Spartans able to get the win and then come back up north here the week after.
Yeah, you wonder if that game against DMA, it was 27-20, I believe was the final, will help Lake, even though they had to play. Friends is off, getting healthy, getting some bruises all healed up. But Lake, in that playoff mode, had to scramble to beat DMA. And so maybe that gives them a little momentum heading into the game here. Friends, this is the second year they've chosen Abessinio as their home field. Literally, the school is literally up the hill from Salesianum. It's a nice short trip for them. Lake had to make the drive up there. It's not too far, but we'll see if that has any lasting effect. I doubt it. We got another game here tonight, Pat. In the
Number 38 in Gary will
Class
kick off
1A
the Lake
semifinals.
Forest. Andrew McKenzie.
Talk
for
about
Wilmington
drive.
Friends
St.
is back.
Elizabeth, this is their home field. They're playing Seaford. Talk about a drive. That's about a 2-hour drive. Almost 2 hours for the Seaford Blue Jays.
Well, here we go, guys. We are set for kickoff. Friends will receive this one first. Friends, they're in the all blues with the white numbers and lettering, and Lake Forest in the all whites with the navy helmets and the navy numbers and letters. And we are underway. McKenzie's back deep for Friends. He's going to let this one take a hop. And they will take over at the 20. So here we go. We're going to start with the Quakers offensively, and they are led by the big fella, number 17, 6'5", 210. That's Robbie Tattersall. What a season the senior has had this year. He on the ground, in the air. He's done a boatload of the work for this Quaker offense this season, Mike.
Yeah, and Nick, you mentioned the Howard game. He ran the ball, I think, 9 straight times to open that game. Then there was a fumble at the end of the drive, but Tattersall does it all: offense, defense, punting, and he's obviously the leader on that team. I heard him before the game. He was giving a pregame speech too.
So here he is in the gun. He's got 2 backs next to him, and we're going to have a whistle to begin the second round of Class 2A.
Offsides on Lake Forest.
And this one's going to be against the Spartans, so Lake Forest
First and 5 for 25.
going to be caught offside on the first play of the game. So 1st and 5 upcoming for Friends. They'll move this one from the 20 to the 25.
Well, you don't want to be giving Friends any help whatsoever. This really gives them a chance here, Nick, if they want to open it up and throw to one of their receivers, Jaden Willie or Hudson Zawakis, on a 1st and 5, you might see Tattersall take a shot. And I think Robbie calls his own plays out there sometimes, too.
And there those two. Willie's going to go in motion. 2 backs, 1 to either side of Tattersall. He'll take it. It's going to be quarterback sweep to start the game. And Robbie Tattersall has a hole around the edge and doing what he does best here in this one, taking the first carry on the ground for a new set of downs. He'll pick up double digits on that carry.
Yeah, out to the 35. We're going to give him 10 yards on that carry. And that's what he does. He's tough to bring down. You mentioned he's over 200, 215, 220. And he's a big dude. He'll be playing basketball for the Quakers in a couple weeks. He wants to finish it on the football field first.
That's
Quakers,
right, for sure.
Last state championship, 1984.
Wow, again, 10-0 to finish the regular season for the Quakers. Right back to Tattersall on 1st and 10 from the 35. There goes Robbie Tattersall into Spartan territory down the sideline. 20, 10, and into the end zone. And the Quakers going to open up the scoring early in the first.
Well, can't talk enough about Robbie Tattersall. 65 yards, 38 seconds into the game, and it's 6-0 Quakers. He had Darius Miller in pursuit, but Tattersall got those long legs, and he's a quick guy. And once he broke through that left side of that line, it was all over.
Robbie Tattersall getting it started early here in the first quarter in round 2 of the playoffs. Maybe you think about after a week off, a layoff, a week, to practice and get everything ready for Lake Forest. But they're picking up right where they left off in the regular season, the one that they finished 10-0. Christian Eddie Walker
Strength for Friends
is up and in.
Game. Christian Eddie Walker, nice strong leg, and those extra points are almost automatic for him.
Got a nice glare coming through here in the press box here at Abessinio. It's drilling us right in the eyes.
It'll be nice tonight, Nick.
Yes, it will be. I didn't know we were going to need sunglasses here for this afternoon action
I brought my sunglasses.
here today. Again, hope everyone had a fantastic Thanksgiving, a happy and safe Thanksgiving yesterday.
I went and got myself a pair of cheap sunglasses.
FMSP.
I do wear them at night. Yeah, we had a little turkey, a lot of turkey, some roast beef. Yeah.
How about
Lots
that?
of mashed potatoes. I was talking to my cousin, Middletown graduate Zach Sophie, playing baseball down in Florida Southwest. And he's in town for a month, so I'll be hanging out with Zach a little bit. I told him he should come out and watch. He might go watch Middletown football. You never know.
It was a mistake to wear long sleeves under the sweatshirt today. Kickoff is up, going to be dropped at the 5, picked right back up, though.
Yeah, that's about the 19-yard line. Did not see who carried that.
And able to get back. That's Kai Rivera, so he's going to be a guy to look out for. He's got the speed. He'll be returning the kicks. They like to get him some work out on the edge.
Nick has seen Lake Forest. I have not seen Lake, so I've seen Friends plenty this year.
Lake Forest, it starts with the quarterback, the junior Jonathan Tyndall. They've got some weapons on the offensive side of the football as well as the defense, but to focus on the offense, the big fella, 41, Aiden Young, a phenomenal running back for the Spartans this season. You talk about Jameer Snell. He's the playmaker, number 14. Someone to keep an eye on here in this one. Tyndall under center here on 1st and 10. They'll give it to Rivera. They like to get him out the edge. They're going to get started with it here on 1st down. He's going to be tracked down after a few yards by Tyler Malishwari.
That's a good 5-yard pickup. It looks like 4.5, 5 yards.
So it's Rivera
Almost
who we
6
see
yards
first here. Yeah, and we'll pick up the first carry for 5 yards. Second and short now, 2nd and 5 for Tyndall and company. Again, beating DMA last week, Mike, 27-20.
Yeah, I was having seen DMA as much as I did this year. I was a little surprised they put up 20 points. But it was a good test for Lake.
This time they go up the middle to Aiden Young, but not a lot of running room on the quick hitter. He's going to be wrapped up from behind. A group of Quakers in there, but coming
Colin
out,
Herron.
I believe making the tackle was Herron was in on there, as well as Paul Beardell, the senior. So 3rd and 3 coming up here, Mike, and it's going to be the first 3rd down for Lake today.
Yeah, you think of Friends, you think of the seniors and they have a lot, not a whole ton of them. You think they have a lot of them, but this is quite a young team that Coach Tattersall's got, so they're probably not going anywhere. But you think of the leaders, Robbie Tattersall, Zawatkas, Beardell, McKenzie, Willie. You're getting a lot of, actually, Andrew McKenzie's a junior, so.
Here we go, third down, 3rd and 3. 3 backs in the backfield for Tyndall. He's going to turn and hand it around the right side, get into the hands of Jameer Marable.
He's got it.
And he'll have enough for a new set.
So we mentioned Friends has some experience playing here at Abessinio. They played Howard here earlier this year. They played a playoff game here last year against Delmar, and they beat Delmar in overtime on this field. I was here for that one. It was a Christian Eddie Walker. Actually, I think they scored a touchdown in overtime, and then the extra point won it for them.
On first down, they'll turn, hand around now to the right side, back to, this time it's Khalif Spencer. So we're going to see a different, a couple different ball carriers today for Lake Forest. We've seen Rivera, Young, Marable, and now you see Spencer. So 4 ball carriers here through almost 4 plays on the first drive, a few that time, and now that's going to bring up 2nd and about 8. So 2nd and 8 for Lake Forest. After the 2-yard carry for Khalif Spencer. Tyndall back under center, deep motion for Rivera. They'll fake the pitch. Tyndall going to look to throw. Looking for his man Spencer out in the flat. That one over his head. That one falls incomplete, and now 3rd and long.
Yeah, Friends, with the 2nd and long here, there's a chance here to really push them back. As we have a penalty call, it looks like it's on Friends. So that's going to cut 5 yards off of that. So forget everything I just said, Nick.
Yeah, but actually should negate the play here. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Friends. We've seen an offside on the first possession against Lake Forest. Now we'll get one here on the other side with Wilmington Friends defensively from 2nd and 8 now to 2nd and 3. And Tyndall back to being perfect, 0 for 0 here so far in this one. So 2nd and 3, 8:29 and ticking here after the 5-yard penalty against the Quakers. So Tyndall back under center. Spencer goes in motion. This time they'll hand it off to Aiden Young. He's going to try to follow Spencer, but the Quakers able to plug up that hole quickly.
Oh, Nick, little headsets are a little sweaty. But it's a beautiful, just beautiful day out. You know, it's not the nicest of mornings, but what a gorgeous afternoon we have here. A busy weekend of football. As we move on today, Nick, we'll get you the schedule. I can hear me. We'll get you the schedule as we, as for our Pat G working.
It's going to be a busy one. 3rd and short now for Lake Forest. We'll call it 3 with 7:30 and ticking. Tyndall under center. They'll turn, quick hitter up the middle to Aiden Young, and he'll have enough. See where they mark it. So.
It's less than a yard, it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th.
Now, that's an interesting call, Nick. Do you take the chance and go for it? It looks like they're bringing out, well, Tyndall's out there, so Lake's going to go for it. But if Friends can hold, they're going to get the ball in outstanding field position.
So big 4th down, 4th and inches from in their own territory. Tyndall under center. They need about a yard.
See, Friends has a big stuffed up lineman up at the front, as I'm trying to say. I don't think he got it.
This time it was Tyndall faking it, tried to take it outside.
That's why Pat saw that much better than I did, because he's got these young eyes.
It's going to be a 1st down on the carry. I believe it was Tyndall who kept it.
So he got about a yard on that play.
Picked up exactly what he needed to. So 1st and 10 now, 6:40 and ticking. 1st and 10 from the Lake Forest 42-yard line. Young, Rivera, Marable, Spencer, Tyndall, 5 different ball carriers on this opening possession for Lake. Tyndall back under center on 1st and 10. Straight drop back, fires out, looking for his man. Able to go up and make the catch was Darius Miller.
Yeah, that's a great job by Miller. The pass was deflected. He was able to react, get those hands up for the catch. You remember we mentioned, we were talking before the game, Lake does not throw a whole bunch, but they picked up 5 on that one. 4, looks like 4 on that one. And so it's going to be 2nd and 6, but a great job by Miller to react after that ball was deflected.
Yeah, Marable and Spencer will now head to the sideline. They've got a nice group of skill position players offensively for Lake Forest. Jameer Snell has been a human highlight reel this season, making the Delaware Live top 10 plays a few times throughout the year. And now they'll put Tyndall in the shotgun here on 2nd and 7. They'll take it, hand it up the gut to Aiden Young. Has a hole. He's going to carry a Quaker with him, close to that first down marker. As holding on that time, I believe, was Dobson on the other end. He was dragged inside the 50 to about the Friends 48. And they're going to give him a first down on the carry. So that one good for 7 from Aiden Young. 3 carries, 11 yards for number 41. And now, Mike, the Spartans into Quaker territory.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job getting the yards they need to keep this drive moving. And, if you're Friends, you need to come up with a stop. They're not giving up big chunks, but they're giving up yardage. And here's Tyndall with another throw.
They're trying to get out of the pocket, going to throw it to Rivera on the sideline. Pressure was getting to him, and now a late flag going to come out as Robbie Tattersall was there alongside Colin Herron to put the pressure on Jonathan Tyndall.
It may have been a roughing the passer call we're going to see here.
Nothing that caught my eye in the backfield there as I was following the play, so we'll wait and see.
They
And
picked
they
up
are,
the
and there you
flag,
go.
so.
They'll wave it off.
Disregard the flag.
And as you hear over the speakers, disregard the flag here as we tick under.
That's a good 7-cent word right there.
Yeah, under 5 minutes now. Clock stopped here at 4:59. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
We don't forget about it or something like that. But that's an important play for Friends. The 2nd and 10. We haven't seen a lot of 2nd and really long for Lake, and now they're at a 2nd and 10. If you're the Quakers, you need the big stop here to set them up for a 3rd and 7 or more.
2nd and 10. Tyndall back under center. There are the 3 backs behind him. They'll fake it to Young. Now they'll pitch it out to Rivera on the outside. Rivera with some open space in front of him. Breaks a tackle. He'll stay on his feet. Inside the 20. Another tackle as he gets into the end zone. And a Lake Forest answers. That one good for a 48-yard touchdown run for Kai Rivera. And it was a nice play by Jonathan Tyndall. Mike, it was the veer read. They pull it from Aiden Young. They get to the outside, and a nice pitch to Rivera, who does the rest.
He got the blocking early on, and then he broke Hudson Zawadzka's tackle there at the end. He broke a couple of tackles on the way. That's a great sign if you're our Lake Forest to see Kai Rivera just get through that defense like that.
Aiden Gary in for the extra point.
Aiden Gary will come on to try to knock through the PAT.
Running game's doing the job here. We get a couple of linemen running on. I think they were a little short a few people.
2 carries, 53 yards, and a score. A late man running on the PAT team now.
I wonder if they're not going to burn a timeout here. But
and that one's blocked. Might have got a hand on it. Was Ishmael Dobson, the 6'6".
Nick, I think they had to rush that extra point because they had 2 guys running on the field
late.
And
play clock's running down.
The back judge is giving them the 5-second count, and they had to rush the play. And he kicked it low. And you mentioned that Dobson got those hands up, and that was all it was.
So 7-6, and a great start for both teams, finding the end zone on both of those opening possessions.
Ishmael Dobson doesn't have to reach real high for that, Nick. He's 6'6".
65-yard touchdown run for Robbie Tattersall is answered on the next possession with a 48-yard touchdown run for Kai Rivera.
I can't wait to see the Quakers basketball team looking at some of the height on these guys. I know Robbie Tattersall's the basketball player, and I'm sure Hudson Zawadzka as well. He's 6'5".
And you'll hear that name, I'm sure, before the day's over.
Some good height on this team. But that's a great drive for Lake. They got the yards when they need them. A couple 3rd downs they were able to convert. Somebody calling you, Nick?
Not me. Must be our crowd mic picking up some cell phones down below. As we are ready now to send this one away. Kicking it off is Aiden Gary, the junior. He'll get a good piece of it. That one going to fall right into the hands of Jason Hughes, but he's going to be knocked down quickly, making that play. Earl Downing, the senior, with a big special teams tackle.
Great job by Downing. The kickoff only went to about the 18-yard line, and he only got about 8 yards on the return. And you see the difference with Friends kickoff going into the end zone or rolling into the end zone. You need good kickoff coverage if your kickoffs are not going down near the end, goal line.
2 plays, 75 yards, the last drive for Wilmington Friends. Both of those carries by Robbie Tattersall, one of them being that 65-yard touchdown run to open up the scoring here. So 4:42, first play of the second drive for the Quakers, 1st and 10 from the 25.
Lake able to burn 7 minutes off the clock, Nick.
Another quarterback sweep for Robbie Tattersall, shedding defenders, finally brought down here on the near sideline. Darius Miller in on that stop.
He ended up with 7 yards. He just, by the time you bring him down, and he's so tall, he falls forward, he picks up another 1.5 yards.
And again, no Bill Harmon with us here today, not on the side, not in the box for friends, not here with us in the broadcast booth, got some Delaware basketball duties.
Oh, how about that?
A tournament up at the Palestra today for the Hens.
Who are they playing today?
Maybe Colgate?
Colgate,
Something along those lines. Hartford, Colgate, one of those schools up in Pennsylvania. So after the Tattersall carry, 2nd and 3. Same formation for the Quakers. Snap to Tattersall. Quarterback power to the right side. He'll lean forward. Might be a yard short.
Yeah, I would. I'm not going to bet my house because I need some place to go home to tonight, but I would think Tattersall's going to keep. It looks more like 3rd and almost 2. He's going to keep the ball here again.
Give him a 1.5 yards on that one. 3rd and short, as Mike alluded to, 4:14 and ticking. First down marker sitting just outside the 35. So Zawatka's going to be the lone receiver to the bottom of the screen. Tight end to the top. 2 backs next to Tattersall. Quick snap on 3rd and 1. Tattersall.
Oh, he got it.
Going to lean forward, and it's going to be tough to stop Robbie Tattersall on any short yardage opportunities here today for Friends. He's been phenomenal all year, 6'5", 210, as you mentioned earlier, Mike. And not only that, but runs hard as well.
Yeah, and you can tell that formation with Zawatka's the only guy off the line of scrimmage. The only guy separated from the line of scrimmage. That was going to be a run. The question was, which side was Tattersall going to run to?
And the Quakers going to take their time, like to be patient with them offensively. Again, Tattersall might have more carries than anyone in the state this season. Benson's got to be in that mix as well.
Benson's right up there.
For St. E's. Jaden Willie in motion. Tattersall, they'll fake the sweep. Now he'll look to throw. Looking for Dobson, has him at the 49. Rivera going to wrap him up inside the 40. But a big play there for Wilmington Friends.
Nice, safe pass there by Tattersall. Quick release. Not much chance for the Spartans to get to Tattersall. And he had Andrew McKenzie back there giving him some protection. Nick, they're in business at the 39-yard line of Lake Forest.
So good for 25 yards through the air. Tattersall to Dobson. First pass completion of the day for Robbie Tattersall.
Yeah,
and the one thing about Friends, Mike, yeah, you're right. Like saying, but they know they pick and choose. They're very effective when they do put the ball in the air.
And they can throw home run balls.
Absolutely. Now we'll have a whistle here before this play.
I think it's a timeout.
And Lake Forest, yep, so they'll be there first. They'll want to talk things over. So 3:01 remaining.
Lake Forest timeout.
Well, that would have been good to know earlier. We're bunched up here on the right side. You know, we like to leave that bigger side for the coaches.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen.
We know that's a big game for the coaches. We do allow that. We respect that. But there's nobody here. We could have set up in the big side, but we're happy just to be here at Abessinio Stadium, bunched up here. And that's right, the sun's behind the clouds, so we are feeling okay for now, at least for the moment.
They took that big side like the first kid to get to the dorm room at the beginning of college. It's exactly what it is. I see a lot of book bags and jackets and stuff in there. And the Lake Forest cheerleaders right in front of us doing a great job. They want you to be aggressive, Nick. And we're ready to go here. It's 1st and 10. 39-yard line.
Tattersall back in the gun on 1st and 10 from the 39. He's going to look to throw. Puts him in the air. Wide open. Jaden Willie. And he's got him for 6. And Tattersall, 2 completions. 1 for a touchdown there on this drive. And Wilmington Friends capitalizing first 2 drives of the game.
There was a
2
breakdown.
Scoring touchdowns.
Somewhere there was a breakdown in that coverage. Jaden Willie was so wide open, it was hard to believe that something didn't happen there.
A 39-yard touchdown pass from Tattersall to Jaden Willie.
Let's see if I can get this game, if I can get a replay up here on before they
extra point, Christian Walker, and then we're going to have a jump. That's going to be Lake Forest trying to come across early. So all sides
he has to move
against
him back
Lake.
5 yards. He didn't even move him. Oh, he's
So-
kicking from the oh, okay, it was on Lake.
So Christian Eddie Walker going to be set to knock this one through. And he does just that. 14-6 as Friends answers the answer from Lake Forest. Robbie Tattersall, 5 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. 2 completions for 66 yards and a touchdown as well.
Nick, just a reminder that Class 2A games continue tomorrow. There's actually another game tonight, but our coverage continues tomorrow, a game here. 1 o'clock is going to be the rematch, Archmere and Howard. 38-34 in the first game. And then tomorrow night we'll be at the Graveyard, St. Mark's and Redline, another rematch, another game that we brought you.
That's right. Also, happy Black Friday to everyone doing some shopping today. If you got some coupons, different deals going on. If I hear of any, I'll be sure to shout them out to everybody at home. There you go. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Get your shopping done and watch some high school playoff football right here on Delaware Live. So 2:53 still to go here in the first quarter as Friends set to boot this one away, leading 14-6.
Yeah, kind of a short kickoff.
Rivera's going to field it at the 10, looking for somewhere to run, tries to shoot up the middle. Bounces off a few defenders, and I'll tell you, Kai Rivera is running hard. We got some extracurriculars out near the 40, but what a start to this game here in the first quarter for Kai Rivera. Took the run 48 yards off the option for a touchdown and breaking some tackles on special teams as well here in the first.
Yeah, Anthony Lewis of Lake, we're number 9. His shoes are yellow. I'm mistaking him for flags.
So back out is the Spartan offense.
Nick, I think a defender just lost his footing on that play. Worked out for Friends as Willie was wide open. They may have scored anyway, but he was all by his lonesome. I just think the kid just got tripped up. Turf
So
got him, yeah.
Tyndall under center. Deep motion for Lake Forest. That's Spencer. This time they'll hand it up the middle and
That's
nowhere to go. Not a lot of running room.
45 for
And
Friends.
brought down that time is Tyler Mashwari. Not the first time we've heard his name so far today.
I'm glad you pronounced it. 5'11", 150 junior for the Quakers. But you see Tattersall do it on the ground, and then you see him go through the air to cover most of that last drive. And 2 quick drives for Friends. The first one, of course, 2 plays. We saw Lake chew up 7 minutes of the first quarter. We have 2:15 to go here in the first. 7 minutes on their drive. Did end in a touchdown, so if it ends in a touchdown, you're okay with that.
Oakley going to trot onto the field here for Lake Forest. Play clock got to be running down a little bit here.
The back judges,
Yeah, there he is making the
they're not going to
countdown.
have time to get this off.
We'll
and
see
there's-
if Tyndall can get it off, and they're
There it
not
is.
gonna. So that's going to be a delay of game. We saw maybe a miscommunication near the sideline. Tyndall ran on late, even after Oakley.
5-yard penalty. Take it back 5 yards.
So that's going to back him up 5. Second flag against Lake Forest. So 2nd and 14 after the penalty. Tyndall will now get back, call the play in the huddle. 14-6, 156 here to go in the first quarter. Some afternoon action at Abessinio Stadium.
Yeah, Nick, I thought it was a great job by the DIAA to schedule a Friday afternoon game. A lot of people off from work today, and just another chance for people to see football. So good job by the DIAA, and there's a flag down.
Tyndall tried to drop straight back. The pressure from Friends too much. Dobson was in on the stop, but flags come flying. We'll wait and see what the flag is. Could be in the area of offensive holding. But a host of Quakers in on the sack, and it's going to be a face mask against the Quakers. So that's going to be a big penalty. Would have been 3rd and a mile after the sack would have stood, but
No,
it's
that's
going to
not
be
an automatic first down.
but going to be a big one there, a 15-yarder against the Quakers. I believe we've got a Wilmington Friends mascot,
Oh, yeah.
a mascot sighting here on the far side of the field.
I don't know what a Quaker looked like, but I wouldn't have guessed. I thought it would have been a Pilgrim type guy, but
I like it. I
it
can't
looks like
tell.
Youppi. It looks
You
like
know,
Youppi.
It kind of looks almost like a reindeer of some sort.
We'll have to get Nick to give
But
us
I
a
like
shot
it.
of the
I'm
mascot.
just happy that it's here and bringing us some playoff mascot action. Second and
Second
two.
and two, so not an automatic.
D
on that one.
motion for Khalif Spencer. They'll hand it
down
up
he
the
goes.
middle, but losing his footing that time was Jameer Marable. And that's going to bring a third and short. Again, if you have an idea what that mascot is, let us know in the comments.
We're going to get a shot of the mascot here.
That's going to be a loss of 2 for Marable on that carry. And
How
now,
about after this 3rd and 4, Nick, we're gonna get the mascot.
so you said it, Mike. 3rd and 4, clock now ticking under a minute here in the first quarter. Lake Forest needs to get
it did
to
rain this.
about
I'm sorry.
the 42.
Yeah, it did rain this morning. Turf might be a little slick.
Here we go. Tyndall on 3rd and 4. Spartans need a first down. They'll turn, give it to Aiden Young. The big fella going to lower his shoulder, runs into that defensive line from the Quakers and nowhere to go.
Colin Heron.
Maybe about a yard. They'll bring up 4th down.
And now decision time
There he
if
is.
you're
There's-
Lake Forest.
We'll have to ask. Maybe we can get Jeff Ransom come up this way. I'll text Jeff. Maybe he can tell me what it is. The athletic
Well, now,
director.
guys, let me ask you here, just to focus on the game
Yeah,
here.
let's get back to the
15
game.
seconds and ticking. Now you got a 4th down opportunity for Lake Forest. 4th and 2.
They're waiting for the quarter.
They're
here.
going to let the quarter expire, then they'll think about it. We'll see what they decide out of the break. So 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for first quarter action here in Abessinio. And what a first quarter it was. Quakers leading 14-6. Tattersall, a touchdown pass, a touchdown run. Lake Forest with a big 4th down coming up right after the break.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Athletes participating in 19
After 1 quarter of play here in the second round of your Class 2A playoffs here in the DIAA, Wilmington Friends, your 3 seed.
Yeah.
10-0 regular season. They have a 14-6 lead here as we enter quarter number 2. Nick Allison reading alongside Mike Lang. Pat Garianis on the 1s and 2s for us here. Nick Calloway just outside the door on the camera. He's getting a nice
Pops-
shot of sun over there. Pops on the sideline.
He's floating
He's
around
loving it down
somewhere.
there.
Yeah, he's having a good. This is a great afternoon to be out at Abessinio.
Well, here we go, guys. 4th and 2. Tyndall's under center. Spencer in deep motion. They're going to fake it. Now they're going to look to go run veer to the outside. Did he get there? He's hustled down from behind by Beardell.
Got just enough.
And he got just enough on the carry. A big play by the junior quarterback, Jonathan Tyndall. And once again, guys, we're seeing this time they faked the veer inside. They've had a couple quick hitters with Aiden Young up the middle. And once again, like we saw on the touchdown run, Tyndall able to pull it, get to the outside. Rivera was there for the pitch, but he took it himself for the first down.
Yeah, Tyndall, I think he's a little sore after that tackle by Beardell. Kind of didn't horse collar him, but he kind of got him by the back of the jersey and wrestled him down. But he's a youngin, gets right back out there, no problem. That bus ride home might be a little stiff then. But a good job, Nick. Again, they get just what they need.
6 players with ball carries here in the first quarter. This time they'll hand it to Rivera, trying to get him on the edge. A nice move and a nice block that he got as well from
Almost.
Aiden Young. And he's able to get up near a new set it down. It's going to be about a pickup of 8 or 9.
Almost. He was on one broken tackle from getting multiple numbers in that yardage, in that carry. He could have gone for 20 or 30, but they were able to reel him in just at the end.
Big blocks on the outside from Khalif Spencer and Aiden Young. Again, all these ball carriers can do a variety of things offensively for this team. They can catch the football in the backfield. They can block, as you saw there, and all very good with the ball in their hands. So 2nd and 2 now for Tyndall in the offense. Miller, the lone receiver, to the top of the screen. They'll hand it off, sweep to the outside, trying to get it back to Rivera.
It's going to be close to another first down.
Robbie Tattersall in on the stop. You're going to be hearing a lot of that name both offensively and defensively That's going to be close to a first down, Mike. We'll see, and they're going to give it to him. So a carry of 2 for Rivera. He's up to 63 yards on 4 carries. And Rivera, we talked about him at the top of the broadcast, Mike, is that speed. They love to get him into open space on the edge, trying to get him out to the sideline. They've done a good job of that so far here today.
Yeah, he reminds me of another guy who wears number 1. And we mentioned him earlier, Kasim Benson from St. Elizabeth. So it kind of escapes a lot of tackles. Seamer gets a lot of heavy usage from St. E's. And Lake, like you said, has had 6 different ball carriers, but I see some of the similarities between Benson and Rivera as far as escaping tackles. And I'll call them a little slippery. They're slippery, those two. Here's the pass.
Tyndall looking to pass. They wanted to set up a screen. He's able to get out of the pocket, avoid the sack, and now he'll turn up field at the 45. He's going to stay in bounds and make something out of nothing. The junior, Jonathan Tyndall. How about that play, Mike? Evading the rush, getting out of the pocket, somehow picking up a few yards.
Yeah, I figured he was going to chuck the ball there and get it past the line of scrimmage and not have to worry about a grounding call. But he saw an opening on the sideline and then did a good job getting out of bounds before he really took some punishment at the end there, and it's 2nd and about 7.
So, Abe, that could have been a loss of 10 or more yards there on that sack. The junior showing off his elusiveness, able to pick up 4 as he towed the sideline into Quaker territory, now inside the 45. Inside the 45 he goes, 2nd and 7. They'll turn back to Aiden Young now up the middle.
Just powered his way up there for some yardage.
Yeah, good push by that defensive front of the Quake after making first contact. I believe was Paul Beardell. He's been in on a few tackles as well. 15 yards for Aiden Young. Last time we saw him against Mount Pleasant early on in the season, he was picking up over 100 on the ground in that game.
Oh, I forgot. That's right. You guys were at Mount on a Saturday morning early in the season.
Saturday morning. That's right.
Maybe they scored, 22 in that game?
Yeah, again, we are seeing a little bit of a different offensive, not philosophy, but in terms of what they're doing offensively
and
here.
Another timeout. I think that's number 2 for Lake.
That would be the second if it is, in fact, the Spartans calling it as that sun just comes coming right out of those clouds.
Nick just got blinded as there was the hole in the clouds. And Booth.
So we'll stay right here now, 8:48.
We can't see anything. Nick, why don't you give people the rest of our schedule for today? Now we're going to have, obviously, this game now. Tonight we'll have 2 games, right? We're going to have, and they're both on the NFHS network, powered by 302 Sports. A Class 3A semifinal. It's going to be Middletown and Smyrna. A lot of people are saying this is a state championship. I think it's the semifinal.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be Glenn and Pat and Nick down there. Benny Mitchell is at Laurel tonight for Laurel and, help me out here, Laurel and Tatnall. Tatnall and Laurel.
My mic seems to be, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Laurel and Tatnall tonight, and then we will be right here for St. Elizabeth and Seaford Class A semifinal, all on the semifinals and finals, all on the NFHS network, powered by 302, and we go back to 3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5 for Tyndall. He'll drop back, 3-step drop, fires ball, tipped up and almost intercepted. That could have been on the money. A huge play by Paul Beardell.
Yeah, he's there again, yeah.
His name just exited our mouths a few seconds ago, right back with that nice tip on 3rd down. Again, that could have been in for a completion had he not got a piece of it.
Yeah, Nick, you're looking at a 4th down a lot longer than the other 4th downs they've had to go for. Most of them been 4th and 2. Maybe a 4th and 3. This is a 4th and 5, a little bit of a different animal for the Spartans, and they've had most of the success on the ground.
Clock stopped, 8:43 to go in the first half. 14-6, a one-possession game, as the extra point was blocked on the first score from Lake Forest. So still, though, just an 8-point game. And Lake Forest back into Quaker territory. They're going to need 5 here on 4th down. Tyndall under center. He'll drop straight back again. Fires to the sideline
nice
as
play.
his man for first down yardage. Ball caught and turning upfield. That's number 45.
Not on the roster.
And we have our first issue of the broadcast. So Josiah Torres, the sophomore.
Because there is a 24, I believe, on the sideline.
And that's Pat Garanis. What an eye.
Pat.
I'll tell you, Pat.
Yeah, with the sun in his face, and he saw it anyway.
That was impressive.
Man.
I use binoculars. Pat does not
that
need
302 beanie's keeping everything in there.
I'll tell you, that's a nice hat. So
It is nice. I've got mine in my car.
1st and 10 at the 30. They'll turn back to Aiden Young. He's got a nice hole up the middle. He'll lower his shoulder. and lean inside the 15, or brought down right about at the 15-yard line, and that's going to be a first down on the double-digit yard carry from Aiden Young.
Yeah, and obviously, if they end up finishing this, that 4th and 5 is going to be the key play, that pass to Torres.
5 carries, 24 yards for Aiden Young. 1st and 10 now from the 15. Lake can get a new first down at the 5. So Young in the backfield. Torres going to sit to the right side as we've got some shifting up front. As Marable going to be the flanker. Now they'll turn right back to Aiden Young up the middle.
Just carrying defenders with him.
And he'll pick up a nice chunk on first down, 5 yards. And now we're seeing these quick hitters starting to pay off for Lake Forest. Friends did a great job of shutting them down at the point of attack earlier on the drive and back on that first drive. But Aiden Young finally starting to find some running room.
Yeah, another drive here for the Spartans, chewing up clock, trying to keep that Quakers offense off the field.
2nd and 3, gain of 7 on that carry for Aiden Young.
I mean, Lake's Friends have been pretty efficient. Two possessions, 2 touchdowns. But they've only had the ball twice.
He's the wide receiver. They'll fake it. Now Tyndall going to try to get out of the pocket. He'll tuck it and turn up
Fumble.
field.
He fumbled.
That ball came out, and
no whistle.
Taken down the other
whistle.
side of the field was Jaden Willie.
Jaden Willie was 20 yards upfield before the whistle blew.
Yeah, he was looking to scoop and score, so we'll see what the call is here. They're going to, it looks like probably mark him down. That's what it seems like it would be.
But there was no whistle, and Willie's doing what he's taught.
Yeah, there definitely
Play
was
the
no
whistle
for sure. And again, Tyndall carrying that one. Didn't get much on the carry. Tried to turn it up. They'll give him about a yard, it looks like, a yard or 2. And now a 3rd down in what you would imagine would be 4-down territory here for Lake Forest.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that Lake was fortunate there because, they were pretty adamant that he was down. And, once you're down, sometimes you let the ball go. But not a bad job by Willie to pick it up and go and make them blow the whistle.
3rd and short, Young's the back. They'll give it another quick hitter dive to the left side up the middle. Friends was ready for it, but it's going to be close as to whether he got that yard that they needed.
I don't think he got there.
And he didn't get there.
Another 4th down. How many 4th downs tonight, Nick? I mean, this is 4 or 5 4th downs that Lake's had to convert.
So 4th and inches.
Unless they decide to kick here, but I don't see that coming.
Clock now 6:10 and ticking. A 1 and 4th and inches from around the 6-yard line for Lake Forest. So a huge play upcoming for the Spartans, trailing by a score on the road here in round 2 of the playoffs. Darius Miller's the lone receiver out wide to the bottom. Tyndall under center on 4th and inches. He'll take it. Quick hitter to Aiden Young. He's trying to fall forward. Beardell's going to try to pull him back from behind.
I think he got the first.
It looks as if he would have enough for the first down.
And there's the signal.
And there it is. So got the yard he needed. 1st and goal, Lake Forest.
Of course, it's really tough. We're not sure what we're seeing. This is it's been one of the tougher suns that we've had.
Yeah, this is a tough visual for us.
Nick was at field hockey last week, and that was like blinding. Late afternoon, or actually it was middle afternoon sun at Willow Stadium.
Again, Aiden Young having such a great year. Over 1,000 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns for number 41. He sits behind Tyndall here on 1st and goal. Right back to him. Aiden Young trying to propel himself into the end zone, and he does. 6-yard touchdown carry for Aiden Young. And now we'll see if Lake Forest decides to go for 2 here and try to tie this thing all up.
I would say that's almost a given. I don't even know who their place kicker is. Is it number 30, Aiden Gary?
So Aiden Gary going to come back out onto the field. Don't want to chase the points here, it seems, in the first half for the Spartans. Can't say I necessarily disagree with it, but you never know.
No, it's early in the game. We have 5:09 left in the half. What's amazing is 5:09 left in the half. Friends has had the ball for a total of about 10 plays.
You know what? That is a great point. My time of possession.
Off the post.
And off of the post. So the Spartans decide not to go for 2. They have the first extra point blocked, and that one goes off the post. So now a 14-12 ball game and 2 missed PATs for the Spartans.
It hit the inside of that post too, Nick, and it shot out of there. But now they're, you're down 2.
So we'll see if they line up to take another PAT, maybe the rest of the way. You miss your first 2. Maybe that changes your philosophy here going forward. 2 missed extra points. That's the only difference here in this one, 14-12.
been really impressed with Lake Forest and their ability to move the ball on the Quakers.
So 5:09 remaining here in half number 1. Both teams with 2 touchdowns.
And the reason I say that,
2
Nick,
possessions.
Lake Forest obviously has a talented offense, but just give me a second and I'll let you know some of the other tough teams this year and that did not score on them at all.
Howard was one of them that was
Howard was
limited,
one of them,
that's
yeah.
for sure.
I mean, Tatnall got shut out, and the Tatnall's a 1A team, and Tatnall tends to warm up in the second half of the year. Archmere scored a grand total of 9 points against Friends.
Wow, how about that one?
Howard scored 8 points.
And that's the thing, this Wilmington Friends defense has been stout all year long. McKenzie going to catch this one at the 15. Makes a move inside, has another hole, able to slip through that one. And he'll be taken out near the 40. A nice return for Andrew McKenzie. And again, that Wilmington Friends offense, you can't say, they've been off the field for so long because those guys play both ways. They were just on the field for defense, so we'll see if that can give them a little
the roster
jolt here offensively.
The roster is 33 players listed, so they're playing both ways.
And Lake Forest with 43. How about those 2 roster sizes? Great to see the success that both of these teams have had so far this season.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the rosters in that mid 30s to mid 40s range for a lot of these smaller schools, but it is great to see the interest.
1st and 10. Robbie Tattersall going to keep it on quarterback power. Takes a hard hit that time from number 45, a.k.a. not number 45, as we talked about. It was Torres, so that's going to be him making the stop that time.
It's almost like Tattersall was had been tripped up and was on his knees, and then Torres, not an illegal hit. He was on his way in for the tackle and got him. But he laid the wood on him pretty good there.
6 carries, 92 yards for Robbie Tattersall here so far in the first half. 4:30 and ticking, 2nd and 6. After the carry, Willie will go in motion. Tattersall takes the snap. He's going to follow the blockers. Quarterback power around the left side.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Robbie Tattersall, clear grass in front of him, into the end zone. Another big touchdown carry for number 17. This one good for about 56 yards.
Yeah, I want to call that 58, Nick. It looked like the 42-yard line on that one. I'll call it the 44. You had it down there, right? Yeah, we'll call it 56 yards. Robbie, he's not going to hunt you down. But again, he gets behind Beardell and was not touched. He went untouched for the whole entire traveling down his whole trip down the left sideline right in front of the Lake bench. And they got to be thinking what 10 other opponents have thought this year. How do you stop this guy?
And again, Friends, when we saw on the extra point from Christian Eddie Walker, is up and through. 21-12, 4:11 remaining here in the first half. And against Howard, we saw the same thing. Quarterback power, quarterback sweep. That was it. But Howard, in that game, was a little bit of a battle. They had to go to some other things offensively. We saw the play action, which we've seen here today. We saw a few handoffs in that game. No handoffs so far here today for Wilmington Friends. Robbie Tattersall, 7 carries, $148, and 2 touchdowns.
And what, 2 passes?
And 2 passes, 2 completions, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
9 offensive plays, 3 touchdowns. And their defense has been on the field all day.
Again, we don't talk about them being up-tempo or trying, explosive
it's
enough
pretty
offense.
basic football.
It's an efficient, patient offense, and it pays off as once again Robbie Tattersall finding the end zone.
And I believe he was the Class 2A Offensive Player of the Year, District Player of the Year.
Well-deserved.
And it was well-deserved. He plays 3 ways, really, because he's also their punter.
That's a deep one. Darius Miller going to go back into the end zone to catch that one. And again, Pat making a great point next to us. He plays special teams. Last time we were here, he blocked a punt right in front of us and then stuffed a 4th down play as well as he burst through the line of scrimmage. He does it both offensively and defensively. And again, though, going back now to Lake Forest, they have 4:11 to work with. They put together a very nice offensive drive last time around. They're going to have to mimic that here on this one.
Well, we're being dazzled by Tattersall today, but let's give Lake some credit. They have gotten the yards they've needed. They've held on to the ball. They've put together drives. Their drives are taking time. Friends are not taking time. But, Friends has 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns. Lake has, how many possessions? They have 2? 2 really long, 3. That's right. There was but they're scoring. They scored on 2 of their possessions. And the game is only a 9-point game. Now, they do need to convert an extra point here and there.
They'll fake the deep pitch to Torres, then they'll respond with a handoff up the gut.
Now, that was one of the few no gains of the day
Yeah,
for,
back to Aiden Young they went.
for Lake.
They'll give him a yard for Aiden Young. That's the first carry after the 6-yard touchdown he had on the last possession. 9 carries, 39 yards, and a score for number 41 in white.
But it's fun. We have a player here for Lake on the sides trying to stretch out, number 4, Khalif Spencer. That the player they don't really want to lose it. That's kind of
Yeah, that'd be a big one, a big loss for them offensively
one of their
and
two,
defensively.
Yeah, one of his running back and defensive end. He's over there with the trainer. He's looked like he's ready to go back. He wants to go back in right now, Nick. Right
Again,
now.
That's how big this game is.
That trainer had to grab him by the arm and said, "There's already 11 players out there, young man."
2nd and 9, they're going to run the option to the right side. Tyndall is going to be held up and brought down. Didn't have a clean room to operate on the pitch to Rivera. And once again, Colin Harris that had him in the backfield.
Yeah, and I think Phil Kroc was also in on that 50 and 60, I believe. We're in on that tackle. I think that's number 60 right out there in the middle.
They've had success with that outside veer. That time they tried it again, and we're going to have a timeout on the field. That's going to be the first timeout for Friends. They should have 2 remaining.
That's a great. I think it's a great move by Coach Tattersall to call the timeout here. You have him at 3rd and 9. If you can hold him here, you can't imagine that Lake's going to go for it 4th and 9 on their own 21-yard line. So you stop the clock here. Tell your defense you need to stop, and maybe force them into a punt, and maybe put another touchdown up before halftime. 3:14. They added a couple seconds to the clock, and I think that's a great call by the Friends coaching staff.
Again, we're almost to a first half of play. Haven't heard the name Jameer Snell yet so far here, number 14 for Lake Forest. In the few games we had a chance to check Lake Forest out this year, he was a big factor in all of them. Yet to have an impact here on this Class 2A Round 2 matchup. Again, Wilmington Friends 10-0 in the regular season. Had that first round bye, but no rust to shake off after having a week off for the Quakers. They come back in here today after Lake played last week, and they obviously they look pretty good, like we saw them when the last time.
I'm getting that
last time out.
It's huge. You got it's a tough season. It's a long season. Kids are banged up, and this gives them a chance to get a little healthier.
3rd and 10. Tyndall looking to throw, looking for one-on-one to the sideline, and he was covered up by Jaden Willie as he was looking for Torres. That one falls incomplete, and now we should see the punt team for Lake Forest.
Yeah, Kroc and Herron again, 50 and 60, are right in Tyndall's kitchen, and he was lucky to get rid of that one. But here's the punt. Looks like, is that number?
Someone's saying that Snell is 45. Oh, he changed his number? And he must have changed his helmet too.
All right, well, special shout out to Snell. We'll try to confirm.
Yeah,
We're
we'll have
getting
to go
word that
halftime.
45 is Snell, so maybe that's the.
What are they doing to us here,
That
Nick?
would make it easier. That would be why I'm surprised I haven't seen him yet.
I don't even see a 14 out there.
So 45 we're going to book as Jameer Snell. With, again, not confirmed, but just from the way that he's being run in the offense and the comments we are receiving, thank you very much. That should be Snell.
That's a very helpful. We need our viewers because they know this stuff.
Yeah, that would help us out there. So the punt team on for Lake.
Almost
It's going to
blocked
be
by
a
Tattersall.
line drive. McKenzie's going to catch it off a hop at the 50. Looking to make something happen. Cuts back inside the 40, and flags come flying. He's brought down at the Lake Forest
Another
40-yard line.
Banged up Spartan at midfield. 2 banged up Spartans hobbling around out there, so we sure hope those young men are okay. It looks like number 50, Brogan Thomas.
Yeah, as well as Earl Downing, the
And Earl
senior.
Downing.
Heard his name a couple times already today as well. So I hope they're okay. Going to try to shake this one off.
Brogan Thomas not looking too.
And I believe a
Looking too
flag
good out there.
on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be on probably an illegal block.
Yeah, block in the back. So that's going to back up the return from Andrew McKenzie. He's able to bring it inside Lake Forest territory to the 40. That's going to no longer be the case. They'll start this one from their own 45-yard line. But again, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for the Quakers, and it hasn't really been a struggle for them either here in half number 1.
No, now with a couple of banged up defenders out there, you might, there's some pretty smart guys in the other coach's box, and they notice this stuff and see if they go right at the. In fact, they're both on this side, so we'll see if Tattersall goes to his left.
And they'll look to throw on first down. Straight drop back for Robbie Tattersall. Got a man running open down the middle, and he hits him in stride. Jason Hughes into the end zone for a touchdown, and that quick, big play ability strikes again.
Nick, 10 plays, 4 touchdowns. He's got a wide open Jason Hughes down the middle. Hughes just reaches up in stride. And we're seeing a clinic here today on offense from Mr. Tattersall.
Unbelievable. That one good for 55 yards. One play, 55 yards and a touchdown. That's that drive. Drive number 4. They're 4 for 4, all finding the end. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
A 9-second drive, by the way, for Friends.
28-12.
One play, 55 yards, 9 seconds.
14 unanswered now for the Quakers. It was 14-12 with 2 missed extra points being the only difference. And since we've said that, 14-0 run here for the Quakers.
Just an unbelievable offensive performance here by Friends in the first half. They have a game plan. They obviously studied a lot of film of Lake Forest, and they knew obviously what they could exploit, and they've done it so far, and it helps. And I'm not going to say, we've talked a lot about Robbie Tattersall. He's obviously an extremely talented young man. He's surrounded by some talent too, and they're taking advantage.
Again, such a well-coached team for the Quakers. You
now,
know the name Tattersall.
They leave some time here for Lake, Nick, of course, to try to cut one of these touchdowns.
And again, Lake Forest, that offense has the ability to score quick as well. Miller going to catch this one, heels deep near the end zone. Going to try to bring this one back out for Lake, and nowhere to go. He's going to be brought down inside the 20 at around the 16. Great kickoff coverage that time by Wilmington Friends.
Well, now as you see, can they do more of a quick hit than they were? Then they can't really. You can't run a 5-minute drive here. There's only 3 minutes. Less than 3 left, 2:45 to be exact.
2:45, as Mike just mentioned, here left in half number 1. A 28-12 lead for the Quakers here at home, in quotation marks, as this will be their home field going forward. And now we'll see if Jonathan Tyndall and the Lake Forest offense can pull something out of the bag of tricks here, or try to put some points on the board to try to stop this big run for the Quakers. Again, this offense has been so potent. Going to have to try to match them. Tyndall, first down, going to fake it to Young. Now looking, they're going to throw the RPO to the right side. That one might have fallen out of the hands of his intended target. Yeah, he was looking for his man, Andre Williams, in and out of his hands. But Tyndall getting a little RPO action there on first down.
Very late decision to throw the ball. I think he maybe caught Williams by just a little bit by surprise there on the right side. And he did not hang on to it. It at least stops the clock for them with 2:38 to go. But they're facing the 2nd and 10, and they are inside the 20 here, Nick, at the 17-yard line.
1 of 5 today unofficially for Jonathan Tyndall, 1 of 5 for 4 yards. Clock at 2:38 after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. Will go double slot here on 2nd down. Quick option, they'll pitch it to Aiden Young on the outside. Makes a cut inside, breaks a tackle, and Aiden Young going to try to get into that next level.
Now, important to remember, Lake Forest has used 2 of their timeouts. They have 1 remaining.
And now there's a flag on the play, so hold your horses, as this one may be coming back.
And there it is.
And it looks that way. So a holding against Lake Forest is going to erase about a 15-yard carry for Aiden Young.
That's unfortunate.
And now they're going to be back deeper into their own territory.
The 10.
Here are the Spartans on 2nd and long. Sun now staying behind those clouds. A big thick one up here, at least for the moment.
If our viewers could see the 2 of us trying to look around posts and through glass and through screens and twisting this way and that way to the things that Nick Alessandrini goes through to bring you the play-by-play. But hey, you know what? We are here getting to watch some good high school football, and we're going to be a couple more weeks of high school football, and then we go right into high school basketball.
It's that time of year.
Yeah,
it's a big part.
And wrestling,
big part of the year
for Benny. Yeah, Benny be doing all his wrestling. And Nick
Tyndall this time trying to go back up the middle. Quick hitter once again to Aiden Young. Nowhere. No running room for number 41 that time. The Quakers all over it.
I think Friends called a timeout here.
And a smart play. Again, they're going to try to get the ball back here.
The way their offense is struck, why not?
So
if Friends can get
Quakers-
the ball back, Nick, they've struck on 1 or 2 plays every single time, except for that first drive.
Yeah, and again, smart play, or smart call, I should say, here from the Quaker coaching staff. You're up 28-12. The offense has yet to be stopped at any point. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. And you talked about it. They didn't need a lot of time. The last drive took 9 seconds. There's still a lot, 2 minutes to go here. Plenty of time for the Quakers to try to put some more points on the board.
If they get the ball back and it still says 1 second, they've got a chance to score. And it doesn't matter where on the field they are. You can punt the midfield or the 40.
And again, Friends with the Robbie Tattersall offensive identity.
Yeah.
You know, they're not really known for, I guess, for the big play hitters, right? They will run it down your throat and wear you down all game long. Today, we're seeing big plays and some quick ones, quick scoring plays out of the Quakers.
You know, with Robbie Tattersall, he's going to one of those times he runs, he's going to run you over and he's going to take it for 40, 50 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns today. One was like 56 yards, and I think one was 65. He's got
correct.
2 long touchdown passes.
Now have a whistle.
And
once again down on the field. So Lake going to take a timeout. That's their last timeout. Friends should have, I believe, 1 remaining. So we'll stay right here for the break, Mike.
Lake saw something they didn't like. So tomorrow afternoon, right back here, Archmere and Howard. And then tomorrow night, it's going to be Red Lion and St. Mark's at the Graveyard. Those games available on 302 Sports on YouTube.
And again, yes, we are hoping we should have a great connection tomorrow night at the Graveyard. Back
they know
at
we're
St.
coming.
Mark's. You don't want to jinx it. They know we're coming.
They know we're
again,
coming.
If you are expecting to catch that game tomorrow, make sure you reach out and tell them, you know, remember we got a game tonight. I love everybody over at St. Mark's, and as long as the internet's up and running, we will be good to go there. So back now to Abessinio Stadium, $1:52, 1 minute and 52 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and 17. We'll see what they decide to do. And they're going to get out of the pocket with Tyndall, looking for somewhere to throw. Has Rivera out in the flat, makes the catch at the 10, trying to turn up field. Willie.
I think Friends burns a timeout here.
Going to bring him down with the help of Mashawari. And now it's going to be 4th and short. A nice game through the air. Timeout Quakers, as you said, Mike. And now 1:43 for this offense to potentially have to work with here for the Quakers.
Now, if you're Lake, you know, if you run the ball and you don't get there, it's going to stop the clock. If you run and get the first down, obviously you can go into halftime down 28-12. If you're They look like they're lining up for a punt here, Nick.
Yeah,
so
looks
they're
like
gonna
Oakley will be out there. So again, and one of the things that you hear from the crowd so far today, you know, just on this side of the stadium, is quarterback spy. We've heard that a few times in referring, you know, to playing against Robbie Tattersall. Those are designed quarterback powers and sweeps. He's not. He's not dropping back and scrambling.
There's not
taking
scrambles,
off.
no.
But I'm telling you, that's how good he's been. These designed runs. I mean, teams know it's coming. You know that the quarterback's power is coming. It's just hard to stop. Again, it reminds me of that Tim Tebow offense.
And it's not like he doesn't have other talented runners on this team. You know, they have Beardell and McKenzie who can run the ball. Just have not really had a chance. Their drives have been too short.
So this one going to be booted away from.
Speaking of McKenzie,
Oakley.
Willie's going to try to pick it up. What's he thinking?
Well, I think the Lake Forest player might have touched it
so
first.
it's a free ball
he's
then,
allowed to.
yeah,
That's a free ball. Wouldn't have been against him. But that's a good point. I can't guarantee that was touched by Lake Forest. Earl Downing was down there. I thought he's the one that got a piece of it. But you're right, Mike. That could have gone either way.
I think it was probably touched by Lake. I saw that at Archmere a couple weeks ago against DMA. The punt was touched by DMA. At that point, they can't DMA can't get the ball. It's really a free pickup.
Yes.
Archmere picked it up, started running back, and fumbled. The referees gave the ball to Archmere because the ball is down. And then it was a lot of confusion, but it was explained to me by one of the coaches over there. It goes to the original spot. And actually, it was an Archmere player who was explaining to me. They were a lot smarter than me, those kids up there. So they Archmere gets Howard tomorrow, rematch.
Here we go, Mike. Trips to the top of the screen on 1st and 10. 1:30 for Robbie Tattersall to work with. There's the quarterback draw, and he's got room to run. He's going to take off right down the pipe inside the 30. Finally brought down around the 26-yard line. A huge carry for Tattersall to open up this drive.
Andrew McKenzie threw a great block to spring Tattersall on that one. He ends up picking him up about 30 yards. Clock stopped while they move the chains, and they're ready to go.
Gain of about 26.
Still 120 in
on the
quarter.
carry for Tattersall. Now he'll look to throw. Has Zawatkis out in the flat, and that one was almost picked and taken the other direction.
That had pick 6 written all over it. That was a top play candidate right there. We've had a couple of those today.
Earl Downing, the player that touched the ball on the punt, he's been active today on special teams as well as defensively, and that time almost coming up with a big one.
Tattersall's been right on the money with every pass today. That one slightly offline, and Downing almost turned that into 6 the other way. But it does stop the clock. We have minute 16 to go, and it was the 2nd and 10, and they're on the 28-yard line.
175 yards on 8 carries for Robbie Tattersall. Trips to the top of the screen on 2nd down. Here comes the blitz. They'll set up the screen. They get it to Andrew McKenzie. He's going to try to find a hole, cuts up the middle, and he's going to have a first down close inside the 10-yard line, and we've got 1:07. The clock will stop there for at least a second here.
Big number 76, John Aber, just tied up one of the defenders. You mentioned that they came full blitz, and Friends had the screen called, and they were in business here at the 12-yard line.
That should have been good for 17. Now Tattersall going to get out of the pocket looking for Zawatkis in the end zone. Touchdown. Beautiful throw from Tattersall to Zawatkis.
And I think a better catch by Hudson Zawatkis on that one. The sliding catch, he turned and looked. The ball was already on its way. Zawatkis slides down and makes the catch in the front corner of the end zone. And we mentioned it did not take long. Another touchdown for the Quakers.
Hudson Zawatkis, you've been waiting to hear that name today.
He's been waiting.
1 catch, 10 yards, and a score. And that is the telepathy, the connection that those two have. That's exactly where you want to put that ball for Tattersall, and Zawatkis making the perfect play on it at the pylon.
Yep.
A perfect comeback route for the touchdown. Extra point from Christian Walker is up and in, and this Friends offense is looking as advertised here in the first half of round 2. We'll stay right here, 56 seconds remaining, and it is the Robbie Tattersall show yet again here at Abessinio Stadium.
It all goes back to that timeout the Friends spent before the punt to set them up with a lot of time to go. And, we've said it before, they don't need a lot of time. They stopped the clock on their first downs. 1 incomplete pass, I'm sure that they'd like to have back, but it didn't matter because on the next play, and then a couple plays after that, boom, he throws a strike to Hudson Zawatkis in the end zone, and it's 35-12. And Lake has 56 seconds here to see if they can break something up, break something off before we hit halftime. Nick, I need a hot dog, and I bet you I'm going to be heading over to the concession stand if we have enough time.
The last two
Pat
drives,
said he's going too.
The last 2 drives combined for Friends have been under a minute. 9 seconds ago and about 45 seconds on that last one of game clock. A big lead for the Quakers, trying to make something happen, and that's the way to do it on the kickoff return for the Spartans. And breaking some tackles up outside the 30 was Jameer Snell wearing that number 45. So there he goes, and he's going to try to get them a little bit of momentum. You got 48 seconds to work with, but Lake, you can't be patient. You can't be complacent here now when you're trailing 35-12.
And if you're going to throw the ball, you got to be careful because those Friends defensive backs,
they're good.
They're hounds, and they'll be right on the play. But it's a decent return for Snell. They're at the 32. They have 48 seconds. They have big play capability. We'll see if they go to the air, they try to break something off on the ground. No timeouts for Lake.
Robbie Tattersall, 8 carries, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's 4 of 5 for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good day. There is a run. That's not going to be enough to stop the clock, so we'll see what happens here.
And excuse me, I missed one.
Yeah. I thought they had 5, but
4 of 5 for 3 touchdowns through the air, excuse me. And he's got 2 on the ground. 5 for Robbie Tattersall. You look at the receivers, Zawatkis has 1, Jaden Willie has 1, and Jason Hughes has 1. 35-12.
I'm sure Robbie would have been in touch with you.
This Friends offense has been explosive. So Lake trying to capitalize. Quick hitter up the middle to Young. He's not going to go anywhere. And that could be the last play of the game, or of the first half. So Young will pick up 2 carries and 7 yards to finish this thing off. And that is going to do it for the first half here at Abessinio. We've had enough offense to last us a whole game. The Quakers have had an explosive first half here after the layoff. The 10-0 regular season, and they're picking up right where they left off, 35-12. They lead the Lake Forest Spartans here in round 2 of your DIAA Class 2A playoffs. We're going to take a break here at the half as the 2 teams head to the locker room. We'll come back just ahead of the kickoff to start the third quarter. We'll get you first half stats, give you an update on the different touchdowns and how the teams have scored in half number 1, and then we'll be right back here ready for third here on Delaware Live Sports. Wilmington Friends leading Lake 35-12 here on 302.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
Melissa Ellis is part of 4 Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interest. Is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports, so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis. Strong connections, strong service.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And With that philosophy, we were able to grow as we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service. It's ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fanware. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now, seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when three guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Eggspectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
Melissa Ellis is part of 4 Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interests at heart. Melissa is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis, strong connections, strong service.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fan wear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
Moments away from second half action here in round 2 of the Class 2A playoffs here today at Abessinio Stadium. Welcome back, everyone. Nick Alessandrini alongside Mike Lang, Pat Garianis, Nick Halliday outside to the right, working that camera for us today. Mike, it was a very exciting first half coming in. Number 6 Lake Forest, number 3 Wilmington Friends, a combined record of 18-2 amongst these two teams. Lake Forest, a huge win at home last week in that first round against DMA, 27-20, able to build some momentum. You would think up here on a trip to take on the Quakers in round 2. And it has been all Quakers so far here through a half of play, and it all starts with number 17, Robbie Tattersall.
I mean, he came out, ran 2 plays in the first drive. I think there was a 1-play drive in there. His passing has been accurate. Lake's had no answers really and they're not alone. It's happened all season long where teams have not had an answer for. Yeah, they are 10-0. They are the 3 seed, I think, on a tiebreaker. Friends is very good. Lake was able to hang for a little bit. They answered the first 2 touchdowns.
Yep. 14-12.
14-12. They missed a couple extra points. But after that, it's like Friends almost was basically like boom, boom, boom. They tightened the defense up a little bit. Lake's still able to move the ball, probably a little bit more than the Friends coaching staff would like. But then they really tightened up at the end of the second quarter, and they seemed to get it all to going for the Quakers.
Yeah, let's get you some of these stats. Let's talk about number 17, the 6'5 senior Robbie Tattersall. Again, you look at him on the ground. He's got 8 carries, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then through the air, he's 4 of 5, 91 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 5 total touchdowns for Robbie Tattersall in the first half of action here today against Lake Forest. He has been absolutely phenomenal. Let's get you some of those receivers that have been on the other end of some of those passes. Hudson Zawapkis, he has 1 catch for 10 yards and a touchdown. We saw Ishmael Dobson with a big 25-yard catch that didn't go for a score. Then I was finished off. Jaden Willie had a 39-yard touchdown catch, and Jason Hughes with a 55-yard touchdown catch. So big plays have been the story for Wilmington Friends there in that first half. As we kind of take you through the exact scoring, it started off with a 65-yard run from Tattersall. It was answered by a 48-yard touchdown run by Kai Rivera. It was back and forth early, as you mentioned, Mike. 39-yard pass. Quakers responded. Tattersall to Jaden Willie. Aiden Young responds with a 6-yard touchdown, 2 touchdowns apiece. And ever since that point, it has been all Quakers. Robbie Tattersall responded to the Aiden Young touchdown with a 56-yard touchdown run himself. Then he fired off a 55-yard touchdown to Jason Hughes, and then the 10-yard pass to Hudson Zawatkas, and here we are, 35-12.
And the last series for the Quakers, or the one before the last one, they actually had about 4 or 5 play drive. Other than that, they scored 4 times in their first 9 plays, and then they took a few plays to score that 5th touchdown. But they're still at 5 touchdowns and maybe 15 plays from scrimmage. And if you sit there and you look and you're going, well, they only ran 15 plays. There's no way that they could be winning this game with Lake spending all their time on offense. But everything's just boom, quick strike, boom, boom, boom.
Again, looking down on it for what I have charted here, they ran 13 plays.
13, okay.
In that first half. Again, unofficially, that's just what I have here, but that is an incredible 13 plays, 35 points for the Quakers in the first half. Let's now turn our focus, though, to the Spartans from Lake Forest. A long trip up here the day after Thanksgiving, an early morning for them, I'm sure, today. The offense, as me and Pat were talking about at the half, they're averaging about 35 points a game as an offense. Again, 12 here in the first half. This Quaker defense is for real, and they've done a good job today. But if you're Lake Forest, what do you got to do to try to get back in this one? You got a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, I think what they wanted to do is what they did, which was have some long offensive possessions, Nick. The problem is not their offense. The problem is they just can't stop the Quakers' offense.
That's exactly right. But Lake Forest will get the ball here first to start half number 2.
I mean, if you look at it, Nick, they have 12 points, right? It could be 14, but they have 12 points. And I'm not even sure what that is. They have 12 points. Friends gave up 9 to Archmere and 8 to Howard total. in the season.
And those are two
That's
dynamic offenses.
That was their two best opponents they played. They gave up a total of 17. Lake is on pace to score over 20 points in this game. And
Rivera can't hang on to that one. That's going to be a touchback, though. So no harm, no foul for Lake Forest on the kickoff return. They'll start this one at the 20. Let's talk a little bit about Jonathan Tyndall. A little bit of a struggle for him in the first half, the junior quarterback. 2 of 6 for 15 yards. He also carried the ball 5 times for 10 yards in that first half. Aiden Young got a majority of the work, 12 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown. Rivera has 4 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. We'll see if they want to get him more on the edge here in the second half. So here we go, Mike Miller and Snell, the 2 receivers to the bottom. They form the trips here to the bottom of the screen. And they'll roll out, get Tyndall out of the pocket here on first down. Looking to the sideline, instead finds Jaden Willie, and the Quakers pick it up, but then he's going to fumble, but it won't matter. It's going to be an interception and a fumble, and stay with the Quakers. It should be Jaden Willie picking off the first pass on the first play of the third quarter.
And more of the same from the Quakers. Tyndall just couldn't get enough behind that pass. Willie's, I got his height here. Jaden Willie is 6'2". He just didn't have enough to get it over top of Jaden Willie, and then he fumbled it, but it went out of bounds. And if you're Lake, this may have been the last. It's obviously the last thing you wanted, a one-play drive, and then you see number 17 dropping back to lead that offense again. He's in the shotgun here. To me, tells me Robbie Tattersall's running this ball.
Yeah, just one back, though. It's McKenzie to his left, and you got it right, Mike. He's going to follow number 20, Andrew McKenzie.
Good play, though.
A nice tackle, wrapping him up from the ankles and bringing him down. I believe that was Trevon Hodnett. He was one of the captains out there for the coin toss today. A big play there.
And if you're the Lake Forest coaches, you got to tell them, hey, I know you guys have to find a way to tackle Tattersall. It's not like Friends is going to stop giving the ball to him just to give Andrew McKenzie some carries. It's going to be Tattersall until you prove you can stop him.
14 plays now total for the game offensively for Wilmington Friends. Tattersall's carried it 9 times and thrown it 5 times. Every carry, every pass attempt for number 17, Robbie Tattersall, on the Quaker offense. Now 2 running backs, 1 to either side on second and about 8. Willie in motion. Tattersall out of the shotgun will take it. Quarterback sweep now, so he'll follow his blockers around the right, trying to get to the edge. He does, and then dives forward.
But I think it's a good job by the Spartans. You don't see the big. He got about 2 of that on that one. It's still 3rd and 5. That's a lot better than what we saw in the first half from Lake Forest. Now, if you're Friends, you can just chew up some clock here. You're not really that worried about getting 5 yards. You're up 23 points. And you're still inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, those last 2 plays on the carries from Tattersall, definitely the best 2 defensive plays from Lake Forest on the quarterback sweep and quarterback power that we've seen so far today. 10 carries, 180 yards for Tattersall. He's averaging 18 yards a carry. 3rd and 5, though, for the Quakers. Quarterback power around the right side. Has a hole. Tattersall will dive forward. Should be enough for the first down.
He got it by 2 yards or so.
And he will.
Down to the 20, it looks like. So let's stop the clock momentarily here.
Needed 5, got 7. So 10 minutes and 11 seconds and ticking here now in the third, and the Quakers sitting just outside of the red zone here at the 22.
Then Nick, apparently we're going to have some scoreboard complications here.
Hey, that's what
but
we're here for.
But you can see the game. You want to see the game, we'll give you the score.
We will. 35-12, 9:53 and ticking. Quakers just outside the red zone on first down. This time they'll hand it to McKenzie. First carry for someone not named Tattersall.
I was wondering if that was Andrew's first run, and you mentioned it was. And we saw him against Howard. I think he had 3 touchdowns that afternoon. Yeah, they got talent other than number 17.
They do. That's for sure. Again, we talked about McKenzie. The receivers are very talented as well for Wilmington Friends. Also, Ryan Tattersall. Talented.
Apparently, Pat
as well.
has worked his magic here and fixed everything.
That's what typically seems to happen.
Pat works his magic?
Exactly.
He's the magic man.
2nd and 5 now for the Quakers. Tattersall. A little shiftiness there at the line of scrimmage, looking for a hole.
Yeah, Nick, with the big lead, I think Friends is okay. Telling Tattersall run it 2 or 3. Don't hurt. The big thing for him here is don't get hurt. Run it. Don't kill yourself trying to get a first down or a touchdown. Just chew the clock up. Let's get out there and we'll get it. We'll get this game done, and we can all look forward to next week. They will play the winner, I believe, of St. Mark's and Red Lion. If St. Mark's wins, it will be at the Graveyard. If Red Lion wins, we'll be down at Red Lion. The only games next week are the Division II semifinals.
3rd and 2 for Tattersall. He'll take it, get around the edge, cut back inside, and that's going to be plenty for a first down.
Yeah, I think that was Snell that had that tackle, but the first down, they're moving steadily toward the end zone. I think that was the 45, right? The mysterious number 45?
In on the stop that time, and Jameer Snell, but again, Tattersall putting together a nice drive here as the Quakers are offensively. Now inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal for Friends. 7:57 and ticking here in the 3rd, 35-12 in favor of the Quakers.
Lost his Magic Man title, by the way.
Tattersall looking to throw, has Willie out in the flat, who took an absolute shot. And that is Jameer Snell wearing that 45, and he's going to get Willie with a nice shoulder out there on the far sideline.
And the pass was to Willie's backside. He had to spin around, and when he did that, he opened himself up to Jameer Snell. Took a nice legal shot at him. Nick gave him the shoulder and sent him flying out of bounds.
He still picked up 4 on the catch.
Oh, yeah, it was decent pickup. But he paid for that one. They're at we're at the 5.5-yard line there.
Second catch for Willie. He's got 43 yards receiving. So 2nd and goal now from the 6.
Willie out now to the left side with Zawakis.
Tattersall in the shotgun. They'll need 6 for a touchdown. Here comes the quarterback power. He's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. That's a nice play on the right side of the defensive line.
Inside the 5 down to the 3 will be 3rd and goal.
For Lake Forest.
I did not see who got.
I believe wrapping him up out there was Trevon Hodnett. He was out there, that outside linebacker.
So third and goal to
3rd and goal.
3. But like I said, I think Friends is perfectly okay with this.
14 carries, 198 yards now for Robbie Tattersall.
I mean, 6.5 minutes to go here in the first. So Friends has wiped out half the quarter after that interception.
Beardell to the right, McKenzie right directly behind Tattersall. They'll hand it to Andrew McKenzie. He'll break a tackle, dive forward, and he's into the end zone. And the first rushing touchdown for a Quaker not named Tattersall. And it's Andrew McKenzie, the junior, but he's no stranger to the end zone this season either.
No, he's mentioned he scored 3 against Howard. He's been maybe their most used running back other than Robbie Tattersall.
3-yard touchdown run for Andrew McKenzie.
I mean, they have Willie listed as a halfback on the roster, but he catches a lot more passes than he runs.
Christian Eddie Walker on for the PAT attempt. Kick is up and through with 6:19 to go here in the 3rd. A 41-12 lead for the Quakers from Wilmington Friends. And we've seen all season long they've come out and played this well. I couldn't tell you a time, or I haven't seen them play well this season, at least for even a drive.
Yeah, I look at them like last year when I got to watch Archman end up winning the 2A title. And it just seemed like that team was not going to lose. And that's the feeling I've gotten this year watching Friends. They had an opportunity last year, and they're like, we're not going to let this slip away. Obviously, they got the rest of this game. They've got 2 more games possibly after this one. But this looks like a team on a mission.
And again, Mike, I know something that you're really good at and things that we talk about as Friends. They went 10-0. They got the 3rd seed.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs. Let's talk a little bit about how that unfolded.
Well, Caravel was 10-0, and I think they had a couple of bonus points for the opponents' records, I think is what really made the difference for Caravel. And then St. Mark's played Apo. I think that helped because they played
and
up.
They won that game as well.
They did win. That was a big win for them. That was the first week of the season.
And props to Apo for taking that game away.
It was a replacement game for St. Mark's after the AI situation. And I think they tied with St. Mark's. And if I'm not mistaken, the head-to-head didn't come into play. They went to either district points allowed or common opponent. I don't remember all the football tiebreakers. I got enough.
There's a lot
separated on the other sports.
Well, let's see what Lake Forest can do here, Mike.
St. Mark's won a tiebreaker, and that's how we got here for the number 3 seed for Friends.
Tyndall that time going to fake the pitch, break a few tackles, then going to run right in to Braden Pantano.
Well, we're already down to 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. This one's just motoring right along.
Yeah, Tyndall going to pick up about 6 or 7 on that carry.
That was a nice run by Tyndall. He paid the price at the end.
And again, we're still seeing Lake Forest run this veer action here offensively. Faking Aiden Younger, giving, and then pulling. Tyndall was looking for the pitch that time. Friends, though, they're ready for it. They've been watching that film. They've been right on it.
Yeah, and it's tough to come back, Nick, running the ball like this. It just takes a lot of time off of the clock. And his Friends' defense might be a little bit better than much of what Lake has seen this year. They've played some good teams, Lake. I'm not trying to put down their opponents. But, Friends is, I think, a step above.
And again, some action there on the tail end. Of course, Tyler Mashwari in there as well. Again, this Wilmington Friends, you see Tattersall, number 17, the quarterback, up on that defensive line. He has been phenomenal all year, both offensively and defensively. Again, that's what many quarterbacks play, the defensive line.
I think he's a linebacker, but you're right. He's down. He's not in a three-point stance, but he's right up on the line.
This time they're going to get it in the hands of Snell, see if he can make something happen. He's going to try to get to the edge, but he's run out of play. And a nice play by Jason Hughes.
Yeah, but he was being chased, you mentioned, by Hughes.
It's going to be close.
I looked at the signal and fourth down over there. I thought he had it, but
no gain.
They are approximately all the way across the field on us.
See, got the Lake Forest cheerleaders in front of us here.
And we see it. We saw the mascot over there from Friends. I heard people at the concession stand talking about it. They said, what is that, a reindeer or something? We weren't real sure what the mascot was for Friends.
Clock stopped at 4:52. So 4th and a few here for the Lake Forest offense. A big play. They're going to Aiden Young. He's going to have it and more as he'll fall forward close to the 40. He'll be brought down around the 38.
Andrew McKenzie on the tackle. Now the clock, of course, will stop until they reset the chains.
Takes the ball to the 38-yard line for Lake
Just a
Forest.
reminder, tomorrow on our YouTube channel, we'll have Archmere and Howard here at 1 o'clock. Nick's going to be watching UD football at that time. And then tomorrow night from the Graveyard, Red Lion and St. Mark's. That's our YouTube action for the weekend. We also have NFHS Network action that we will get to before we depart today.
Yeah, that should be a good one as well. Red Lions come a long way since that first matchup.
Much different team.
Tyndall going to look to throw. Here comes Robbie Tattersall, and then he's going to be hit hard by Hudson Zawapkis as well as that ball comes loose, and that is quite the tandem to look up for after the play action in the backfield.
That trainer was out there immediately. Tyndall's was hobbling off the field, but I think that's going to be was a fourth. He's holding his wrist.
Yeah, that was a tough hit.
But, yeah, Tattersall had him wrapped up, and then Zawakis came in to finish the tackle. Nothing illegal about it, Nick. It was just a tough tackle.
Yeah, loss of 10 on the play. Jonathan Tyndall, again, they've done a good job of trying to get him out of the pocket. They like him when he throws on the move. But ran right into Tattersall, who he said was there at the outside linebacker defensive end spot, and he's there to set the edge and bring some pressure. He did that time.
He's just so impressive.
3:25 and ticking, 42-12. Now some deep motion for Rivera. They'll counter back the other way with Jameer Snell. Snell trying to get to the sideline, going to throw a nice stiff arm, and he's going to pick up extra yardage after it. It was 2nd and 20, but a good chunk here and going to make this thing a little bit easier on 3rd down.
Yeah, let's say about 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8.
Carry up to the 40-yard
You mentioned he got the edge. Was able to cut it up and outrace a few of the Quakers.
So a gain that time of 12 for Snell.
Sun is back out here at Abessinio. That won't be an issue later tonight, Nick. There'll be no sun here tonight.
So 3rd and 9 here for the Spartans. They're trailing 42-12. 3:13 to go, quarter number 3. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. It's Snell and Miller as Tyndall is under center. They need 9. They'll roll him out of the pocket, looking for somewhere to go. Here comes Tattersall, going to have to make a decision. He'll throw it. That's going to be caught here on the sideline, in and out of the hands.
Incomplete.
Hit Snell in the chest. Was actually a very good pass from Tyndall. Maybe his best offensive play of the day, just able to escape that sack from Tattersall and put that one on the money to Snell, just off his chest of his shoulder pads and out of play.
Placed well. Nobody was going to intercept that ball, that's for sure. Snell doing all he could to stay in bounds. I don't think he held on to the ball. It was right on that sideline.
4th and 8, and now we'll see the punt team come out for Lake Forest. Johnson Oakley, the senior, will be sitting at the 30. Andrew McKenzie should be the lone punt returner back for Friends, and he is. So 3:04, clock stopped, and a 30-point lead for the Quakers, who will get the ball back. I don't think they've been stopped yet in this one. They've had a touchdown every possession. A good punt, fair catch waved for by McKenzie, who will make it at the 32-yard line. And again, me and Pat had a chance to last week do the Apo St. George's game, and we had a phenomenal punt return by Reggie Lee. Not sure if you saw it. Took a hop. No, it was a poison. Everybody got out of the way. He took it off a hop down the sideline for a touchdown, something Pat's been preaching now for a few years. And Reggie Lee did that to perfection last week, and a good job by McKenzie to read that was a good fair catch. Able to make the catch. You're up by 30. Nothing, don't need to make anything happen. And smart play as the Quakers 1st and 10.
2:57 to go here in the third. You mentioned, Nick, they haven't been stopped yet on offense, and now they have a chance to put a drive together and just kill a lot of this clock. And if they score, of course, it goes to a running clock, but they can eat up a lot of that remaining clock on this drive.
Tattersall in the shotgun. Now they'll run speed option to the right. He'll pitch it to McKenzie.
I think he stayed in bounds.
He'll pick up a few yards. And it looks as if, though, they'll mark him out of bounds.
Yeah, clock is stopped.
So gain of 2 for Andrew McKenzie, his 3rd carry today.
Maybe Robbie Tattersall wants to show off his punting abilities here and just wants to give one.
Excuse me. And again, that is one thing you do have to, not necessarily worry about, but something that's just on your mind if you're a Quaker or on the coaching staff there. Robbie Tattersall, and maybe not so today, does have 14 carries. But as you mentioned earlier, he can carry the ball 30 times in a game. He's done that multiple times this season. So we'll see how often they put the ball in his hands here, up by 30.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to keep him healthy because they're going to be playing next Friday or Saturday.
Willie in motion. Tattersall now will look to throw. Here comes the pressure from Young. He'll step up. Jaden Willie's wide open at the 45 and couldn't bring it in.
He was too wide open, Nick.
And, Mike, that's the first miscue we've seen on the Friends, at least offensively here so far in this one. That one just in and out of the hands of Jaden Willie.
I think Jaden Willie was turning toward the end zone, Nick, and there's his teammates are over there. Colin Herron comes out, says, hey, forget about it. We got the lead. Just don't let it happen again.
And again, what we're seeing is that this Quaker offense, of course, Coach Tattersall, Robbie Tattersall, they are scheming these guys wide open. We've seen some of these guys get down past that next level of defense for Lake Forest. They're running wide open down the field. They're calling a great game offensively.
I think they slipped on the first one, but the rest of them, Nick, you were absolutely right. There's been just no defenders in the area.
Tattersall trips to the bottom. He'll look to throw on 3rd and long. Right back to him, and Jaden Willie this time not going to let the ball slip out of his hands there as he dives and makes the catch for a big play down the middle of the field.
You think Willie went back to the huddle and said, Robbie, just give me another chance, man. It won't happen again. He made a great catch as he's going down, and he's down at the 26-yard line. Great catch, 27-yard line. Great catch by Jaden Willie.
I think they started that one close to their own 30 on that play. So we'll call it the 35.
Speaking of the drops,
a gain
down
of
it goes.
37 through the air for Robbie Tattersall.
That was a great catch by Willie.
Jaden Willie. 80 yards receiving. He'll go in motion here. They'll fake it to him. Robbie Tattersall looking to throw. The post corner to the backside, and Jason Hughes leaps up and makes the catch. 1st and goal, Quakers.
I mean, Johnson Oakley was all over him, Nick. He reached up, it went through Oakley, and somehow caught by the Quakers. That was, you mentioned Hughes. Oakley was all over him.
Robbie Tattersall is feeling it here today. We don't want him to get hit too much. We'll just let him sit back and throw the ball a little bit. Great protection from this offensive line. He's had a clean pocket, and he's found wide open receivers down the field. 1st and goal now from the 3.
I thought when he threw it, I'm like, why? There's guy's not open when he's throwing it. And he, of course, Tattersall much smarter than me because he knew he had something down there.
Gain of 24. Tattersall looking to cap it off. Jaden Willie in the flat for a touchdown. And we'll see, is there a flag on the play? They set it up as a pick play. The Eagles get called for that a majority of the time.
It looks like it's going to come back.
And we'll see if they call a hold or a pass interference on the offense.
Well, it was designed well. It's pass interference.
And they are going to call that. So it's going to be a pass interference against the offense, something you see in the NFL a lot. As they schemed Jaden Willie open, looked like the slant arrow, just too much contact on the outside receiver that time and allowed Willie to get into the flat untouched.
A great, nice design play, but a little too blatant on the interference.
Ball back to the 15 will be first and goal.
Of course, things not really going the way Lake had anticipated today, but what a fantastic season for Coach Johnson and the Spartans. And then there's a 3 seed out there, but Friends is, those top couple seeds, they're pretty even.
Now we have another whistle as the Quakers were lining up to get this playoff here. Clock stopped at 1:36 to go here in the third.
Well, as long as we don't have a 15-minute delay, right?
And again, it was a offensive pass interference on the previous play. And now the official's going to talk about something.
It's 1:36 to go here in the quarter. I'm waiting to see with the white hat signals over there.
Offensive pass interference, 15-yard
Now,
penalty.
so they're just confirming the
okay.
spot, yep, after the offensive pass interference. So they are going to spot it at the 20. It's going to be first and goal from the 20 for the Wilmington Friends. Robbie Tattersall now 7 of 9 for 156 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Tattersall looking to throw on first and goal from the 20. Dobson has it in the end zone. A touchdown. Flags come flying late as Tattersall was hammered in the pocket. But that is a 20-yard score. Tattersall to Ishmael Dobson. All the Quakers getting into the end zone here today.
What kind of hands there by Ishmael Dobson? That ball was through his hands, and he managed to squeeze it. What a catch by Dobson, and a great throw by Robbie Tattersall. Now, I don't think it's going to count.
Excuse me, spoke too soon. Sometimes those flags are hard to see.
The holding, of course, a spot foul. Looks like it's going to be back to the 32. And referee makes a nice catch. As
So
his
take
yellow
it away.
penalty flag comes flying back in. Nicky threw the right hand up and snagged it.
Take it away.
That's right. Just Tattersall says, "I'll just throw another one."
42-12, 1:21. Again, this will end up maybe being the longest drive for him. The last 2 drives that went for touchdowns took a minute. So first and goal from the 32. Tattersall, they're going to set up wide receivers, tight end screen. They get it to Ishmael Dobson. He's going to look for somewhere to go. How's he staying on his feet? And he's going to get inside the 35.
A lot of bodies down
you
there.
You can hear that Friends crowd on the opposite side of the stadium go crazy after that one. And they set up tight end screen, a completion for Tattersall. And Dobson, who just had the last touchdown called back, will pick up a few more in his stats on that one.
Yeah, you have looks like you have about 9 yards
9
on
yards.
that play. And Dobson made most of that possible, just would not go down.
Dobson, that's his second catch. He's got 34 yards receiving. Tattersall, that's his 8th completion, 165 yards, a few touchdowns for him there. Second and goal now from the 23. Willie will go in motion. They'll fake the pitch to him. Tattersall now sits in the pocket, fires across the middle, and there's going to be a hold on the back end. He was looking for his man Hudson Zawatkis on the post across the middle of the field. Could have been a touchdown, but he was grabbed in the back by the Lake Forest Earls Downing. So Downing going to get called here on the back end for pass interference, or at the very least a hold.
They're going to get it for something. You could see Hudson Zawatkis kind of like hesitate there at the end because he had been interfered with. So they moved it to the 12. That looks like a half the distance call.
So from the 24 to the 12. And they'll replay second down. So it's been an eventful goal line series here.
We're going to replay second down here, but second and goal.
First and goal from the 6, second and goal from the 31. Now here we go with second and goal from the 13. Willie once again going to go in motion. Once again, Tattersall will fake it to him. Fire was looking for Zawatkis, or maybe
I think
a
that ball
miscommunication there.
just, I think the ball came out of his hand a little bit. He was trying not to throw it.
Third and goal.
They set up a 3rd and goal. They do have a kicker who can make this field goal.
Yep, that is exactly right. Christian Eddie Walker's had a phenomenal season for Friends. One of the big.
Of course, their soccer team went to, I believe, the Division II semifinals. Christian Eddie Walker, big part of that team.
So 3rd and goal from the 13. William Zawakis to the left side. Jason Hughes is the inside slot man on the trips. This time they're going to look, fake the far side, now fire to the end zone. And that one's going to be intercepted. A one-hand pick that time for Jameer Snell, who was locked up on Jason Hughes.
Top play candidate
and
right there.
And a one-hand interception, and maybe the best play of the day for Lake Forest. We'll see if that wakes him up a bit. But Jameer Snell, this time in the 45 jersey, but still making plays like he's wearing 14 that we've seen all year long.
Off balance, made the play with the right hand. It's going on the top play list right there. And unfortunately, could not keep his feet, Nick, and he got up and was ready to run at 103 yards, but the whistle had blown. So they're going to take the ball to 20. For the first time, Friends not going to have a drive in with a score.
So Lake Forest will take over after the interception, the touchback at the 20-yard line. Snell in the slot, Darius Miller out wide here for Lake Forest with Tyndall under center. 46 seconds to go, quarter number 3. Fake the quick hitter to Young, looking to pitch it again. Tyndall outside, and he's going to be dragged down by a host of Quakers.
So Hughes was the last one to get him.
Led, of course, Jaden Willie in there as well. McKenzie, Beardell, you name them, they're in on that stop.
He loses 4 yards.
So Tyndall, and again, they're sticking with that veer offense. They wanted to try to fake the quick hitter, get Tyndall out on the edge, and a chance to pitch to Rivera. It just hasn't been there. Friends has been all over the pitch man as well as Tyndall once he gets to the edge.
You know, maybe these guys may be, you might look at Friends' line and think they're not 300-pounders. Don't be fooled. These guys can play the game.
And that could be the last play of quarter number 3. 42-12. Is your score here at Abessinio. A big interception by Jameer Snell, saving the running clock for the Spartans here as we head to the 4th quarter from Abessinio Stadium. Quakers been going strong all day. They lead 42-12. We'll be right back here on Delaware Live Sports.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life. Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way.
Ready and set for 4th quarter action here at Abessinio Stadium. It's your DIAA 2A, round 2 of the playoffs. Nick Alessandrini alongside Mike Lang, Pat Garianis, and Nick Calladay here on the visitor side press box of Abessinio Stadium for number 3 Wilmington Friends and number 6 Lake Forest. Lake coming off that big win over DMA last week to get to this point. But it has been all Quakers after the layoff. As again, the day after Thanksgiving, and
we got a penalty.
We have a penalty already here to begin the 4th quarter.
Nick, early second half, USA, England 0-0.
0-0.
And
in Qatar.
Just so you know, well, after this play, we got another update.
So this time, Tyndall in the shotgun, though. Once again, get him out of the pocket. He'll throw cross body, looking for his intended target, Johnson Oakley, on the sideline, unable to get it to him. 2nd down.
Nick Halliday just told us a deer jumped off the overpass here next to the stadium, down onto I-95, 95-1. The deer, no score. But fortunately, the deer did not hit a car.
Again, yeah, especially everyone is safe and okay after that. It can be definitely a dangerous
did not make it. Good to
event.
Bill Bretzker down on the sideline.
That is crazy.
Billy Bretzker from the News Journal down there, and it's good to see Bill back in action.
Absolutely.
You know, Bill told me that he can't drive just yet, so he's relying on public transportation and rides. And he said it's not a lot of fun. But
but how about still getting the job done? That's just,
Bill,
the
Bill's getting where
dedication. He
needs to
does
be.
such a great job.
Maybe he'll just hang out here and come to the St. E's game tonight.
Yeah, why not? Should be a good one. Here's Tyndall again, this time on third down. They do pitch it out to Young, but he's hit hard. Took a shoulder
Sure
from
he
Hudson
went, yeah.
Zalopkis. Maybe just, though, went down. A nice piece of hard running by Aiden Young. He'll pick up a few that time. We'll
He
give him
popped up, but
3.
his knee had hit the ground, and he was hit pretty good.
14 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown for Aiden Young. Again, just a sophomore for Lake Forest. He's going to be a guy to keep an eye on here the next couple years.
Yeah, they're going to have Tyndall back next year, and a lot of other skilled players.
Snell, a sophomore.
Hodnett
They've got
is a
some
junior.
young talent here at Lake Forest. Punt team on here on 4th and 10, deep in their own territory, trailing by 30. Almost blocked, and again, Friends has had a few of those this season. McKenzie will field it at the 45. Trying to stretch it to the sideline. He'll cut back into the 40. And a nice return for about 15 to 17 yards for Andrew McKenzie. And the Wilmington Friends going to start this drive in Lake Forest territory at the 41. And we saw the interception last time around in the red zone for Tattersall and the Quakers. The first offensive possession where they didn't put a touchdown on the board.
Yeah, but all the credit to Snell on that one. What a catch.
Absolutely
What a
right.
catch.
No doubt about that. We called him a human highlight reel at the top of the broadcast. Well,
That'll be a top
he
play
showed
next
you
week,
why.
I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to get a couple out of this game.
Again, special thanks to everyone tuning in and joining us here on your Friday afternoon, the day after Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a very happy and safe Thanksgiving day yesterday. And again, thanks for joining us to catch some high school playoff football here on Friday afternoon. As Mike's been talking about, we've got some more matchups scheduled for tonight, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow night, so stay with us all weekend.
Yeah, we'll go through those again, Nick, before we leave.
Yep,
this
here
game.
on Delaware Live Sports. The Quakers offense back out onto the field. Tattersall under center. This time they'll give it to Andrew McKenzie, and he'll get stopped for a yard.
I think Friends now, you're just seeing them, they just want to run the ball. Oh, they threw the ball a lot in the last drive, but they want to keep that clock moving. At 10:46, you know, at this point, the main thing is stay healthy and get ready. Then they're going to go tomorrow night. They can go out and watch St. Mark's and Red Lion and see who their opponent will be next week. At some point, you know, maybe do they take Tattersall out and let somebody else play quarterback?
Yeah, we've seen some Ryan Tattersall in the past here these last couple weeks. Is Robbie catching a breather. This time he'll pick the snap up off the ground, and he'll still pick up a nice chunk on second down.
He did get a nice, you know, there's 4 guys hitting him there. But obviously his dad is the coach, and he knows what his, you know, what kind of punishment his son can take, or more likely give out. But
ball to the 33-yard line. It'll be
and with
third-
that
we've
carry,
seen
Mike,
other players get injured. In the
Tattersall
postseason.
is up over 200 yards rushing.
There he is. Well, he had 175, I believe, at halftime. They haven't really had to score much in the second half. In fact, I don't think they have. Have they scored in the second half?
Took
they had
one,
the
touchdown
that's
here
right.
in the second half.
Yeah, it was 35-12.
That was
at
Andrew
halftime.
McKenzie's 3-yard touchdown run a few possessions ago. So third and short, Tattersall back under center. Back to McKenzie they go. He's got some running room. Going to get outside, turn it upfield, and it's going to be 1st and 10 after the nice carry from Andrew McKenzie.
He does such a good job, like, waiting for his block and seeing where the lane's going to be. Instead of just trying to run by his lineman, you know, he's sitting behind him. He's got the arm out, letting see which way they go. It's a good, you know, it's been really successful for Friends. It's a team every year. Every year, they're a good team. Doesn't matter who's on the sidelines, coaching, who's playing, they're always successful.
So 1st and 10 now for the Quakers, driving deeper into Lake Forest territory. Once again, they'll get it to Andrew McKenzie. He'll be stopped after a short gain on 1st down. 8:55 and ticking here in the 4th quarter. It's been all Friends. It was 14-12 early in this one. And ever since then, 28 unanswered for the Quakers.
Yeah, they've been impressive today. Just no answer for their offense at all.
2nd and 8. Tattersall this time going to keep it himself. Lost his footing, though. And he'll pick up about 2, and the clock will continue to run.
Tattersall on the keeper.
16 carries, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground for Robbie Tattersall.
I'm sure he's not happy that he lost his footing, but that 2-yard gain, that's fine.
And now he'll head over to get the play call from the sideline. And
in fact, I think his grandfather is still a part of the coaching staff over there. Mr. Tattersall, I think I see him standing over there. Over 350 wins, Nick, at Friends.
What an accomplishment.
Trailed by Bill Donardo, who coaches in this very stadium.
3rd and 5. They'll pitch it to McKenzie, who's trying to get outside, has a nice hole to cut up through. And he does, and he's going to be past that marker. First down, Quakers, and could be 1st and goal. We'll see where they spot him.
Ball to the 11-yard line for Quaker.
It'll also be 1st and 10. Quakers can get another first down at the 1. What Friends now putting together an efficient time-taking drive here. Clock now at 7:17 and ticking after the first down carry.
Yeah, it's been this was a very efficient win or game so far for Friends. Came in with a great game plan and executed very well.
1st and 10 from the 11. Back to McKenzie, who's breaking some tackles. He's going to be stood up at the 5. And they'll mark him just outside the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal.
We have a Lake Forest player down in the middle of the field that will stop the clock.
And we'll take, we won't, but they will take an injury timeout on the field.
It's a good time for us, Nick. Tonight, we're going to have 1A semifinals. Both of them are tonight. It's going to be right here. It's going to be St. Elizabeth and Seaford. And then downstate, it will be Tatnall at Laurel. Benny Mitchell will be at that game. Those games both on the NFHS network, powered by 302 Sports. And also, I'm sorry, the 3A semifinals, one tonight, one tomorrow. Tonight's going to be Middletown at Smyrna. Pat is going to be heading down to Smyrna with Nick after this game. That's also on the NFHS network. Tomorrow, the other division, Class 3A, it's going to be St. George's and Dover. How about that? Either the Hawks or the Senators will be playing for the state championship. And I'm okay with that. It's good to see some new blood in there.
Good one.
That should be a good game. That's down in Dover. And who's doing that one? Do we know? Is that Benny? I'm not sure, but we'll have it for you. The Dover, St. George's.
And me and Pat
Nick will be there. That's all we need to know.
St. George's. That defense was so good last week. We'll see if they can keep that going. So 2nd and 5 for the Quakers. Up 42-12. Right back to McKenzie. Going to bounce off a defender. And then he'll be brought down inside the 5 around the 3-yard line. So give a few to McKenzie on that carry. He's got 8 for 36 in a score. And now 3rd down and about 2 yards. Again, they can get a first down at the 1-yard line here.
3-yard gain.
Really impressed with what I've seen. Yeah, obviously we've seen Friends. I've seen Friends this year. So none of this is new for me. Maybe some of the fans from Lake Forest tuning in or seeing them for the first time. This is my first time seeing Lake Forest. I like what I saw from the offense, but it doesn't look. They had some quick strikes, but it really wasn't designed to be a quick strike offense today. And I think obviously that hurt them a little bit.
He's going to dive and try to extend it.
Andrew McKenzie in for the touchdown.
And one official is going to call it a touchdown. The other ones haven't made a call yet, but it is going to be a touchdown, I believe, for Andrew McKenzie.
The clock was running. They have stopped the clock.
And now, I don't know if they're going to talk about this.
It looks like they're placing it short of the goal line. They may add a few seconds back to the clock.
And they're going to mark him short.
So, not a touchdown.
Now the thing was, they could have gotten a first down.
It should be 1st and goal.
It is first
so
and
they
goal.
did. So how about that? You get to the 1, you get a new set of downs.
Yeah,
Would have been 4th and goal from the 1. Instead, 1st and goal from the 1 for the Quakers.
I mean, that's like the 1-inch line.
So they got what they needed, a big run.
I mean, imagine Tattersall just leans forward on this one.
5.5 to go. Tattersall under center on 1st and goal from the inch-yard line. Quick hitter. They're going to try to get McKenzie back into the end zone. Trying to lift him and carry him in is the Quaker offense. Tattersall had a piece of him, tried to put him through. But that Lake Forest defense going to stop him at the point of attack, 2nd and goal.
McKenzie in the carry for no gain, 2nd and goal.
Of course, Nick, next year we will see some rearranging going on in the classes 1, 2, and 3. So we'll see what happens with who gets to move up and who moves down, and it's all part of that fun off-season stuff.
Going to be an eventful off-season as always.
Yep. I think Lake and Friends are probably going to stay right where they are in Class 2A.
Under 4:45 to go in this one, 42-12. Quakers trying to add on to it from the inch-yard line. They'll hand it off, and McKenzie is in with ease. A 1-yard touchdown run for Andrew McKenzie, his second of the day. And another touchdown for the Quakers, who, again, could surpass 50 here today at some point.
Well, the clock will not stop unless there's an injury or a timeout. But what a great performance here by Friends. Christian Eddie Walker on to try to add number 7 on the extra point list. High snap.
A nice hold by Jason Hughes to go up and get that one, and the kick is up and in. 49-12, running clock engaged here at Abessinio Stadium. And again, to be able to get a running clock against this Lake Forest Spartan team just speaks volumes about what the Quakers have been able to accomplish so far this season. Lake Forest, no slouch whatsoever this season. They've had a great year, again, taking down DMA last year in the first round, a few big wins. The only losses were to Caravel, who's your top seed, and then a 33-30 loss to Sussex Tech, who was a class above the Spartans.
A great season for Lake. Good to see them back in the spotlight on the football field.
Yeah, and tough trip to make the day after Thanksgiving there on that Friday morning, and to meet a undefeated Quaker team here at Abessinio.
Somebody has to make the drive, right? So they had to drive up here. And,
yep, that's how it works.
That's how it works, right? So we want to thank Kevin Weeks and the folks here at Abessinio Stadium and Salesian School for hooking us up today and helping us bring you this game. And tonight's game, St. Elizabeth's and Seaford.
And should be going to be right back here at Abessinio for that one.
Yeah, Nick and I are probably going to grab a hamburger and right back here.
And they'll boot it away. It's a high one. Going to hang in the air, take a hop at the 15, and then bounce into the hands of a Spartan who's just going to take a knee.
Yeah, that was Snell.
At the 25, Jameer Snell.
I think he lost his footing when he took the knee.
Yeah, he must have, because he's not the guy that usually will take a knee in that situation.
Return to the 25-yard line. First and 10.
So 1st and 10 from the 25. The clock, though, going to continue to run as we hit the 2-minute mark here at Abessinio Stadium with Friends and Lake Forest. 49-12. What a day it's been for Robbie Tattersall. 16 carries, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then 8 of 12, 165 yards, 4 touchdowns and an interception. Quite the day for Robbie Tattersall. Quite the season for number 17. So Tyndall back under quarterback. They'll turn and pitch it, and he runs right into the Quaker defense, but able to shed off one blocker. Getting there first was Ryan Tattersall, the sophomore.
Yeah, just when the Delaware thought they were done with the Tattersall playing
not
for
quite.
Friends. Nope, not yet.
Nope.
Ryan, 6'4", 150. Nick, I bet you he comes back next football season at 6'5" and 185.
No, I agree with you on there. You're not going to get any pushback from me. So
I
under
imagine
a
him
minute
and Robbie
now.
push each other pretty hard in the weight room.
Oh, absolutely. Under a minute to go now. After the no gain on first down, Tyndall hands it up the middle. Clock will continue to run. That time it was Aiden Young, the sophomore.
Yeah, it might be the last play. We have 30 seconds to go.
And it very well could be. Give him 3. What a day for the Quakers. And they're going to keep that undefeated streak alive now, 11 straight here in 2022 for Wilmington Friends. They are going to advance yet again after getting that first round bye. And a huge win as the fans now starting to get into it on the far side. Last play from scrimmage. Tyndall, it's going to be a counter back the other way. It's Jameer Snell. And he's going to be wrapped up and brought down by Ryan Tattersall, and that'll do it from Abessinio Stadium. What a performance. What a statement by the Quakers. 49-12. They run away with this one here at home in round 2 of the Class 2A playoffs.
And Nick, I don't think there's any discussion. Our First Aid Orthopedics player of the game is going to be Robbie Tattersall. Pat Garriani's coming in a close second for his magic up here.
I will tell you guys, another big performance from 17. He's leading the lines right here to shake hands. Robbie Tattersall, 16 carries, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. He finishes 8 of 12, 165 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception through the air. Just another phenomenal game for Robbie Tattersall, and they will advance. And as you mentioned, Mike, they'll get the winner of St. Mark's Red Lion. I have a feeling they might be watching that broadcast tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll be at St. Mark's tomorrow. Some of us will be here. And Nick will be there, so we'll have Game 3 tomorrow night from St. Mark's. But just Nick won't be there. What a workmanlike performance here by the Quakers today. Very efficient. Nick, at one point they scored, was it 5 touchdowns on 13 plays?
Yep.
They ran some more plays in the second half, but by that time they were just burning up some clock and trying to keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, could have had another one if Willie could have brought in his second touchdown catch of the day as well. Some big plays. Zawapkis had a 10-yard touchdown. Jason Hughes, a 55-yard touchdown. Jaden Willie, a 39-yard touchdown. The list goes on. Robbie Tattersall, 2 big carries, 65 and 56 yards for him on the ground. And then McKenzie adding 2 rushing touchdowns late there in the fourth quarter for the Quakers as well. All friends, 49-12. Your First Year Orthopedics player of the game, number 17, senior quarterback Robbie Tattersall. And again, friends will have a date with the winner of St. Mark's and Red Lion. They've now won 11 straight here this season. For Nick Allison, Nick Halliday, Mike Lang, and Pat Garrianis, we will see you here in just about 4 or 5 hours.
On the NFHS Network.
On the NFHS Network for the Class 1A semifinals at Seaford, making the trip up to take on St. Elizabeth. Kickoff at 7 o'clock on the NFHS Network. Again, friends, gets a big win, 49-12.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most